Yo, what's
Not a
poppin'?
Mihawk thing is. Yo, what's up?
Yo, back like we never left. Yo. I'm here with Froob, Ty, and Matt. What's going on, guys?
Yo, what up? What up?
All
I'm
right.
good. I was about to go to sleep, but you finally. I was literally about to lay down, and then you fucking sent the link as soon as I laid down after waiting for like an hour.
Clutch. Nah, yo, I was watching the game earlier, and it was like LeBron hit a three to send into overtime and shit. But
I got a YouTube
anyway,
notification.
you say what?
Go live.
Oh,
I'm kind of doing something, and I don't think I could do both.
Hey, yo, Brago,
Yo.
tell everybody what the stream's gonna be about.
this stream, right?
Because they're asking in the comments.
We're going to talk about a few things that I was talking about in Discord earlier. It's about Crocodile. I want to get everybody's thoughts on Crocodile. Interesting characters in this series, or our top 5 most interesting characters that we feel. We're going to give our thoughts on the Mihawk thing. I feel like it was a lot in the last stream, but it was so much going on. I don't feel like everybody felt how everybody felt about it.
Yo, I got some stuff to add about about Fujitora too. But
yeah, so we can touch on all that.
Yeah.
So well, I got a small something to add about Sabo.
But all right. So first, right?
Where are we gonna start at? Where we want to start?
We're gonna start with the Crocodile thing because
Well, brief me on the Crocodile thing. What's right being said about it?
I believe people.
Hold on, Ty. In the Discord, we're talking about theory. Saying that based on what the admirals did at Marineford, he's through attacks, like Aokiji and Akainu, Crocodile being awakened should be able to do the same thing. So therefore, Haki would not work on Crocodile. So
yeah, because
he took Diamond Jozu's attack.
I hear you. He did. He took it. But my thing was, if putting Crocodile on the mastery level of the admirals, I feel like is absurd.
How?
I don't.
How? Let me I think that his mastery over his fruit is pretty good.
It's good. No, it's good.
I think it's amazing for the fact that he even says it himself.
But what I'm saying,
he goes, "I mastered my double fruit to perfection," and that's in the manga. So we shouldn't No.
Right. I haven't seen him do it. Like
we seen him do it.
No, hold on, Ty. Hold on. But for what Akainu did when he got attacked, we saw what Aokiji did when he got attacked by Whitebeard.
What about when he? All right, can I put this out there though? We seen him get attacked by Jozu, right? And we seen Crocodile get attacked by Jozu, and they both. If anything, I think wait, did Jozu make both of them bleed, or did he only make Aokiji bleed? I feel like they both did the same when it came to Jozu, so I don't think we should put one over the other when it comes to that.
No. But we saw it from Aokiji. We didn't see that from Crocodile.
But I'm saying though,
so you're saying
Jozu hit both of them.
Jozu made both of them bleed. That means he should be able to do the things Aokiji can do.
No, not even that. Remember when
that's the explanation you're using right now.
He survived an encounter with Mihawk, so it's like obviously he didn't bleed then. He was fine.
Luffy survived an encounter with Mihawk.
I don't think
Luffy's not a Logia user though.
I don't think that.
So here's the thing,
Froob, let's start with you. What do you think about that?
Wait.
I'm gonna give you an answer that I don't think anyone's gonna like, but I think that it's the thing to where Crocodile was nerfed due to plot.
Yeah, exactly.
He was nerfed. He was nerfed due to plot.
It doesn't make any sense that a warlord gets beaten by Luffy at the point he was at in the story.
I mean, the whole water thing, and then even like okay, let's be real. The Crocodile defeated Luffy 2 times, very low difficult, like very low difficulty. The second time or the third time that they fought, whenever they were underground, the whole remember when Luffy had that big thing of water on his back and he still couldn't even beat Crocodile with that after he figured out his weakness. And then he finally beat him because he had blood on his hands, which was kind of like, when you go back and you think about it, it's like, it's kind of like crazy. And I shouldn't say that the second time was low diff. It was probably mid diff.
Yeah.
But Crocodile was nerfed. He was hella nerfed.
I agree with all of that. My opinions just changed. Is that I felt like when he fought Luffy, he was nerfed, but I felt like at Marineford, he wasn't nerfed. That's why he was more impressive to people.
Yeah,
what I want to say, Brago, is that because here's what I'm trying to say. When both of them got hit by Jozu, right? And now, while you didn't get to see Crocodile do that, when he encountered Mihawk said this won't end well. Crocodile fought him anyway, and he was fine. So like, while we didn't get to see it, it was only one option left. He wasn't even damaged or hurt. Is that he did that skill that you're talking about, where he avoided the attacks. You got trying to say it was only a few scenarios that could have happened. Either Mihawk was going to KO him, going to damage him heavily, or Mihawk's attacks didn't work because Crocodile avoided them. And I think Crocodile avoided them. And he even
due to plot.
Oh yeah, for the when Luffy fought him, yeah, but not at Marineford. But the thing is, at Marineford, is you got to be critical, because if you don't be critical, you'll miss it. Like one thing about, you see how I said him and Aokiji did just as good.
So how is Crocodile nerfed, but Mihawk isn't?
Mihawk, Brago, he's not nerfed. What more do you want Mihawk to do? At the same time, you gotta like F Mihawk, right? And focus on Crocodile, because it's like
I'm not following. Oh, what happened?
Check this out, because with Mihawk, he's powerful or whatever like that. Like just like Whitebeard, or just like that. Like I don't think we should be focusing on like if Mihawk was nerfed. Like to me, I feel like he's not nerfed. People just overrate him. But with Crocodile, what I want to talk about
wasn't nerfed in Marineford.
How strong he is. He's obviously like if he don't live up to, here's the thing. I guess he don't live up to some fans' expectations of an S, so they feel he was nerfed. But to me, that's how strong he is. It's the best thing he did. What's the best thing Mihawk did? Besides, I was playing when I said that before, but when I said he one-shotted Dash Bones, great. Like
I don't think that's the best thing.
No. I know that's not the best thing. That's just something that's on my mind. Like, what did he do at Marineford that had us like, oh snap?
He didn't really do anything. I mean, he had the little slash against Whitebeard that was blocked by Diamond Jozu. Then he had this little encounter with Mihawk, or with not Mihawk. He had his encounter with Dash Bones
and Jinbei.
And wait. All right, look. So that's what he did. Is that he took Jinbei out like it was nothing.
Yeah, that scene. I don't know if that was anime only, but that scene was pretty sick.
Oh yeah, that was anime only, right?
Was it anime only? Mihawk versus Jinbei?
I believe it was. Yeah, that's what I heard.
And then let's see, he cut the little iceberg that Whitebeard sent, or the tsunami. Remember when the tsunami was coming, and then Aokiji froze it? He cut that. What else did he do? If Luffy wouldn't have, I can't remember how Luffy was saved from Mihawk, but if Luffy wouldn't have been saved, it was heavily implied like he would have like gotten like he would have been done for, because he had like a premonition with like he had a premonition.
Yeah, that's something where people felt like, was it Mihawk who kind of showed him what was going to happen, or did Luffy have like some observation haki?
It was. I would take it as that like Luffy had a little case of like observation haki, and he saw like he wasn't gonna like win, like he was really
chopped off. He was about to do a bazooka. Right?
What Theory said before is that Zoro did it. That it's a swordsman technique. Is that like they use it to scare you? Like they'll show you what they'll do to you. But Luffy seen it and he just changed his actions. He didn't actually get scared. So Mihawk goes.
Right, so he was about to use bazooka, I believe, and Mihawk.
Yeah,
and he just reeled it back in because he's about to lose his arms, yo.
Well, and then like the whole thing with Mihawk, I feel like he's just like mid-tier Yonko commander level at Marineford. So like I feel like he was just an A over there.
Wait, so I heard Foop's thoughts on crocodiles. Ty, let me hear your thoughts on crocodiles.
Oh, okay. So one of the things I want to say about Crocodile is that you see how like him and Aokiji, they both took Diamond Joe's attack pretty much the same.
Right.
An attack like that if you don't have haki, because like you see how Peckham's one-shotted Caribou. Like you know, like he's a new supernova, so he doesn't have haki. But somebody like Crocodile, I feel like him having haki, he took the hit. Aokiji having haki took the hit. So that's one thing. moment about Crocodile where like you could overlook it and think, oh, he just took that hit, but that actually shows he has hockey because he took the hit. Another thing about Crocodile is that even when he stood up to Akainu towards the end, he's, to me, like he was at Marineford. I'm not gonna say he was Admiral level at Marineford, but I feel like he was a B plus at Marineford, and I feel like right now after 2 years. So like,
wait, what do you think Crocodile is right now after 2 years?
Oh well, I was saying an A minus, and what I had to say about him being a B plus at Marineford, people that I have at B plus, Crocodile, Linde, I have Inaru.
Hold on, let me. I want to hear Matt's thoughts before you give me a B plus ones. All right, hold on, Matt. What do you think about Crocodile?
What do I think about Crocodile? Like
yeah, as far as his strength, in terms of like as far as like, then give me your rank. Where would you place him?
Oh goodness, let's see. I mean, okay, so when you get away from the fact of like Luffy defeating Crocodile with his weakness, Crocodile, I would say he's like on the level of like that Delphi level, Marco, all like all of those dudes. I would say he's like right up there. Not saying that he can defeat them, but I'm saying like he's in contention with them. So
I think all those guys are beating Crocodile, though.
You think they're all beating Crocodile?
Oh, definitely.
See, I can't. I can't.
That's borderline blasphemous for Crocodile there, Marco, though.
No. Look. I'm not saying, but well, how strong do we think that Marco? But wait, how strong do we think that Marco is? No, wait, listen.
Marco is probably the strongest.
Look, this is my question. How strong do we think Marco is? Like, does Marco like okay? Let's use Dofi for an example, because Dofi is a very, very, very good marking, like marker.
Yeah.
Does Marco defeat Dofi high diff, medium, low diff? Like, because I definitely say high diff.
I think mid diff though.
I think mid diff probably.
I say
because his hailing powers.
I say high.
Though.
I mean, Dofi's a tough matchup for anyone because of how he fights and how his string power.
I'm gonna say mid too.
Y'all would say mid?
Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. All this fucking ranting and raving Ty went on about Marco kind of changed my opinion on him, but.
Okay. So we say mid difficulty, but Blackbeard defeated Marco in an overwhelming defeat.
That was with two devil fruits, and one is the strongest Logia fruit there is, and the nurse abilities.
Also, the thing with that though, the translation basically said that the defeated the Marco pirates overwhelmingly, and I feel like even if Marco was going at it with Blackbeard, if everybody else got defeated easily, overwhelming defeat. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like the thing is like if we put fucking Doflamingo in Marco's shoes, like we really think that Doflamingo is gonna Doflamingo's still gonna get wrecked himself like easily.
True.
Well, here's the thing though. Doflamingo has a lot of range that Marco doesn't have. So fighting someone like Blackbeard, you don't want to fight close to him.
Yeah, but range does not beat Blackbeard. He has a fucking black hole that sucks you.
Yeah.
No, he has a black hole, but Doflamingo can literally make a clone appear behind him, right? And then he can attack from the front. With Marco, I'm saying it's a distraction. With Marco has to fight straight up.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
Blackbeard's trap. Doflamingo has a lot of range.
I'd say that I guess Doflamingo is a better matchup.
But I can't really. I can't really agree with all of that because at the same time, it's like when Ace was forced to fight Blackbeard like that's not really Ace's fighting style. But for somebody like Marco, who that is his fighting style, I feel like he had.
What is Ace's fighting style?
Like mid to long range stuff. Like not really like hand to hand combat.
What do you mean? How do
like mid range combat? Because a lot of his powerful moves.
How do you get to this? Like okay. How do we say that Ace's style isn't fighting hand to hand when we literally saw flashbacks of him? We saw him growing up in his fighting style.
Right, that's when he. I'm not saying he sucked, but that's when he was younger. Everything we've seen him do to when he. Remember, he has that move where he shoots the bullets like a machine gun. It's like a fire bullet machine gun. We have him doing the Entei. We have him doing the Fire Fist that we seen him destroy all of Baroque's works fist. Everything we see him do pretty much is like mid to like long distance combat. So I feel like while he still did good, that's different to someone like Marco who's gonna fight close up anyway. I feel like Marco actually, you're gonna try to say like to Marco it wouldn't matter if he had to fight close up, pretty much. But he still loses. That guy has 2 devil fruits and one is nerfing abilities.
Yeah, I feel like Ace, like as he got the
Marinara
really extend his range. You know, I feel like he did extend his range, but I think it showed that he was an all-around fighter because of how he, you know, went against Blackbeard. But for like with Marco literally showed no long range attacks. And then basically going in Blackbeard's range, like that's almost suicide, yo. That's almost suicide because you're in his range. He uses Kurozu. He, you know, nullifies your devil fruit.
But Marco has Haki though, so it's not like he was completely helpless.
No, I'm saying he does. He definitely
and
does.
In a way, see, this is another thing. Like since we never seen Marco do a named attack, who's to say that like he probably lost an attack boost with Blackbeard if he lost his devil fruit powers, but pretty much he could do anything that he could do with a devil fruit since he really didn't power it up with Phoenix kicks and stuff.
No, but
it's going
to impact him that he doesn't when he doesn't have his devil fruit.
No, true. But I'm saying like when you think about it, it's actually not as bad as you make it seem because this guy wasn't using named attacks anyway.
Yo, why are people? Yo, so can I say this about some of the folks in the chat? Some people are saying that Delphi was just overwhelmed by Luffy in Gear 4. Do you not remember that Delphi was keeping up with Gear 4 after like Luffy was in it for a while?
I mean, at first, Delphi
at first he got smacked around.
Then that's when kind of like turned around for him.
But also in the same breath, look at everything that had to happen to Delphi for him to be able to do that. Like I can't stress this enough. There, like Delphi did not receive a clean hit from Luffy until after the Gamma Knife, and before that, it was the Red Hawk.
Yeah.
And everything else, Delphi was literally like laughing in Luffy's face, and he was dominating pretty much Luffy the whole entire time. I think people forget that Delphi was literally like fighting the entire arc. And now
here's the thing though, Matt, that where I feel like with this conversation kind of go in circles at times because how much you feel that Law helped, how much you feel like Gamma Knife impacted his fighting abilities. Because some people feel that Gamma Knife
we've been around this corner before.
So then it all goes back to how you feel about it. If you feel like Gamma Knife didn't do a lot, then you're gonna be like, well, Dolphy got spanked. If you feel like Gamma Knife did a considerable amount, then you're gonna say, okay, more than likely,
but
the Gamma Knife.
How did the Gamma Knife not like? I feel like this discussion, like this whole thing right here about the Gamma Knife and how much damage it did is like kind of like redundant at this point because okay, we have before the Gamma Knife, right? Luffy did not hit Delphi at all, not one single time. Like once again, I can't stress this enough. Remember when Luffy was trying to do the gear 3rd Grizzly Magnum, and Delphi bypassed that shit, and he kneed this dude in his chest. Like he and then any hit that Luffy was putting on to Delphi was laughing, telling him, yo, this is your attacks are fast, but there's no weight behind them. I feel like I'm being tickled. Like, and I can't deal with that. I can't deal with people like trying to downplay Delphi. Like he wasn't like running shit the whole arc.
I'm gonna add to what he was saying because like people talk about they claim Luffy could have just did King Kongum, but what I have to say about that is that like even though this is a video game, in Burning Blood, when you try to do Luffy special, he'll turn into Gear 4th, and then you could do special moves in that form. So I feel like his Gear 4th is like a finisher move to where like if you just use it at the start of the fight, you'll run out of stamina and you'll turn back to base Luffy.
Yeah, exactly.
Your opponent won't be KO'd yet. You got to use it to like when they almost have nothing left. and that's when
I
you
agree
turn
with
into Gear 4th and you overwhelm him. So if he would have did that, it's like Luffy did it at the right
It's an
time.
all or nothing.
No, yeah,
If he
Yeah.
did it too early, it would have been.
yeah,
Because he
exactly.
probably
So,
wouldn't be able to go Gear 4 again after that, I think, if he
Yeah.
used that.
and it's hard to, and I can't even say that Luffy did it at the right time because he needed an additional 15 minutes still. So not even Doffy needed to be worn down even more before he would have Gear 4th and finish him. So you got to think about it like that.
So here's the thing.
And then
Someone was saying this, right? Someone was saying this before you said
okay.
that, Matt. Before you said that, Matt. Someone was saying that Mingo was about to die.
That who was about to die?
Doflamingo. People act like he was about to die from Gamma Knife.
Did we not remember that the dude was on his knees, like fucked up, and the only reason why he wasn't out of commission from the Gamma Knife was because of his fruit and the way that he was the way that he started like to put himself back together. That's the only reason why he wasn't out of commission.
Himself alive with
Like,
his rings.
Yeah.
like, and then on top of that, Law said that this was his trump card. He said that this was like his ultimate attack. Like I don't understand how people can go against like things that they like read directly. I'm the biggest Luffy fan. I'm the biggest Luffy fan that there probably is, dude. And like I can even admit that you put Luffy and Doflamingo one-on-one, Doflamingo is winning. That's no contest.
I agree with you, Matt, but at the same time, the way One Piece is set up is like it's set up for you to have doubts in the back of your mind after like all these fights because there's so many factors. Like a lot of people think like I don't agree with this, right? But there was a long debate a long time ago about how Luffy might have actually been stronger than Doflamingo at Dressrosa, but you know he was worn down from like all the shit that happened before it, blah 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 blah, all that shit.
Okay, and Dolphy wasn't worn out from everything that he had done either. Like,
oh yeah,
like, this is what I'm saying.
I agree, but like both of them were worn out. Like a lot of people say that, so it's like hard to gauge. You know, who was more worn out?
They were both worn out, but who was getting the better of the exchanges while they're both worn out? Doffy was.
Doffy fought the 2v1.
That and like, dude, Doffy. Well, he had trouble there.
Yeah, but Trouble really didn't do shit.
You think if it was the
Trouble
other,
really wasn't doing anything.
If it's 2v1, I agree. If Law and Luffy, the whole fight, they're going out against Doflamingo, they're winning. Because Law, because of how Law's fruit works. You know, Law is just so.
I feel like mid diff for that.
Yeah,
just straight
Law's
up.
such an X factor, yo. He's such an X factor.
Law is an opponent that's pretty much equal to Luffy. So like, while Doffy still almost won, if it was the other way around, if it was Doffy and Pika versus Luffy, he would have lost.
Doffy wouldn't need a second person to beat.
No. I know he doesn't need, but I'm saying like at the same time, Doffy still fought Luffy and Law. So what if it was Luffy versus Doffy and Pika? Luffy would have lost for sure.
Say what Trable was there. Come on.
Treble barely did anything.
Come on. Treble got taken out with an arm, bro.
Yeah, did Treble do any damage?
No. He was just delaying Law. Like he got taken out with an arm.
He did that suicide attack, and I mean, like we're really comparing Treble to Law and Luffy and Doffy. Like, come on, stop it.
Wait, Maisie just got in here. Maisie,
what's up?
You there? Let's go back to the crocodile thing. What do you think about Crocodile, man? Because I feel like I'm trying to see if I'm underrating Crocodile because I feel like Crocodile has the potential to be like extremely strong because of how his fruit works. But I feel like based on what we've seen, people put him higher than he really should be. But what do you think about him?
I think at his like end of series max potential is probably like an A minus, like low admiral level. Like
I agree.
Max A minus. So I mean,
what do you think what about him right now though? Like right now, based on what we've seen, what do you think?
Like right now, I mean, what?
Right now, like as far as right now,
like not
Marine Corps, all that stuff.
Not including like assuming he has some form of hockey, like probably like it sounds really bad, but like B, because if we're gonna put Luffy at like B plus, he's not exactly as strong as Luffy, and I don't know, probably B. But obviously, the next time we see him fight, he's going to show more stuff, and then he'll be more than a B. But right now, a B, I think.
Yeah. Going back to what I was saying earlier about how I think that fucking like Crocodile lost a plot, I want to like kind of like explain myself a little bit more because a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're just copping out, blah 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 blah. Crocodile's trash. You can't blame plot." But at the same time, I think it's pretty clear, at least to me, that One Piece's power scaling changed completely at like a certain point in the story. Like the fact that Crocodile, I know his bounty was frozen, but the fact that he had an 88 million bounty, and that was like super high at that point in the story. And it's said that he was like running the New World, not running the New World, but he was like going around in the New World as like a pretty big pirate. Like Bartolomeo has a fucking bigger bounty than Crocodile at that point in the story. So like, I don't know, like.
Well, he was a warlord though. His bounty was frozen at the same time.
Yeah, I know, but like before that, they said he was like doing mad shit in the New World and stuff like that. So.
Another thing that
shit, and then
like,
he.
What I want to say, where like why I disagree with Maisie, like I feel like right now Crocodile is A-, and remember he said that like we gotta like if we think Luffy's B+, Crocodile gotta be weaker than Luffy. I understand that, but like if we go back to Impel Down and Marineford, Crocodile was never like when he fought every single other person, he was never weaker than Luffy. You know what I'm trying to say? That does any of those interactions we seen him made it seem like he was weaker than Luffy?
That is actually a good point.
Yeah. He was actually like on Luffy's level, or probably stronger. Matter of fact, he was actually.
That is actually a really good point because
he stood up to Akainu when Luffy couldn't at that point. So I feel like
that's from Luffy, Marineford, and Luffy.
No, but Brago, that's because he wet himself with water. Crocodile's like this again. What?
Ty's got a really good point. Yeah. I didn't even think about it that way. Like, if you look at it from the perspective of Marineford, there wasn't any point where I thought that Luffy was stronger than Crocodile from what we were seeing from Crocodile. And like, when Crocodile blocked Mihawk's attack, even though it was a basic attack, he still blocked Mihawk's attack with this shit, and he blocked
Dofi's attack. He attacked Akainu.
Yeah. He did.
Dofi's attack was just all over.
Well, Dofi's attack took his head though.
No, but here's the thing. Wait. You want to see? This is why I say it's biasness, because if that could have KO'd him. You seen when Dofi did that same thing to Smoker? Smoker was ripped up and cut up. Crocodile head was just floating. Like, okay, Dofi, like, end.
But wait, what did I say was that wasn't fact though?
All right, that's an achievement. That's a feat for Crocodile, and you act like it was a feat for Dofi.
No.
He cut his head off and he did nothing. Crocodile head was floating in the sky, and he just went back on his body like it did nothing.
So you're saying because Crocodile didn't die as a feat for Crocodile?
He doesn't have to die. He did no damage at all. He didn't die. He didn't bleed. When Dofi did that same thing to Smoker, he was all on the floor. He had the like bloodlines all over him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's Logia. Like he could have used hockey, but to me, it was kind of just like a Smoker, fu to.
Could have said the same thing about. No, it was like Smoker. That same thing that Dofi did, it destroyed Smoker. With Crocodile, he was just standing there. This is why like these type of conversations is hard for me to have, because at the same time, it just seems like that was some biasness for Dofi right there. Like,
how is it biasness when it happened, bro?
No, listen.
Smoker's fruit functions differently,
but they're both Logia used. I don't want to hear that. This is why it's not.
Because he can use smoke to populate the area, and then
this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about that. Like, all right, Dofi cut Crocodile's head off, but was Crocodile in pain? Was he hurt? No, he was just flying around like it did nothing.
Okay.
Almost. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna try to say like.
Yeah.
This right. When Marco kicked Kizaru, he came back right, and he was hurt, right?
No, but even this,
that all the time.
Brago. I don't have a problem with any of your points, but all I'm trying to say was that, are you salty about the Crocodile and Dofi thing? So you're gonna go back to the Kizaru thing? Like,
okay.
I'm saying because you changed the topic.
Salty about Crocodile.
That's what it seems like. But anyway, wait. About the Marco thing. In order for Kizaru to do what Crocodile did, that would have been like if Marco just kicked off his head and you just see like a wave ray of light, and Kizaru's body stood there and he just went back on his head, which is not what happened. So in that instance, Crocodile actually took Dofi's attack better than Kizaru took Marco's attack. You get what I'm trying to say?
That's ridiculous.
But going back
no, because
the ranking though, like if we assume what we put Dofi where, like B+.
Wait, I'm just gonna say one thing. So remember when on Sabata Odi, when the people who didn't have hockey hurt him and stuff? Kizaru did that, but he didn't do it to Marco. This is what I'm saying. Crocodile treated Dofi like if he didn't even have hockey, or like if he had hockey, it wasn't good enough. His head just went right back on his body, is what I'm trying to say.
I think it's just a poor representation of hockey pre-time skip, and then the order, just.
I mean, you could be right. It's just one panel. I can't look too much into how the functions of it, but like, do we assume that like Crocodile and Dofi are equals?
No,
I said that I think that they're around the same.
I think Crocodile. Here's the thing. I think Crocodile is on that. He's on that level, right? He's on that level. It's not going to be an easy fight. Marco, I don't feel like he's beating like the guys that's on that level, but he's on that level.
I don't. Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. I said he's on that level, but he's not beating like Marco. He's not beating like yes, exactly.
So I still think Dofi
can be B plus. We all agree as far as like where we think his strength is, though.
Bro,
we all agree
this man Crocodile has the freaking power to take the moisture out of the air.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. That is like people want to say that he doesn't have good control of his devil fruit. He was the first person to tell Luffy about mastering your devil fruit, about how well, like just how much, mastering your devil fruit can change the game.
And he pointed out the awakenings, the awakened Zoans at Impel Down.
Yeah, he did that. He's always the one giving us insight on devil fruits. So people are gonna like sit up here and try and say that Crocodile's not this and not that because his bounty. He was a freaking warlord.
Yeah,
there's no doubt that his devil fruit is insane, but it's more so to do with like the potential of his character and how strong his character is gonna get.
Another thing about
Magellan's fruit is insane. Enel's fruit is insane. There's so many fruits where if they can touch you,
putting him on A level.
Yeah.
Wait, let me clear this up real quick. I think Marco is a tier higher than Crocodile. Where it's like if I had to rank Marco, he's probably like an A.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So as far as the Dofi thing, based on the story, I believe like around Dofi level, but Marco and those guys are probably like slightly above him.
I agree with
you know what I mean? Like Marco is an A, Crocodile would be a B. So here's the thing. I understand that what people feel like Crocodile is like, oh, he lost like 3 times to skip Luffy. And I understand that. But like just we kind of have to like move away from that because how the story progressed, inconsistencies with that.
Yeah,
Crocodile.
You can't kind of have to ignore that part of the story. Not because like it didn't happen, but at the same time, it doesn't link up with what we saw in Marineford. So
yeah,
it doesn't.
Yeah. So somebody just said Cracker would destroy Marco. I'm done.
What?
I'm done.
Yeah. He took it.
And also, like
he retracted his neck.
Obviously, Crocodile is going to be stronger than when we saw him versus Luffy because he will have hockey and all these things. But but at the same time, like. He talks about, mastery of his devil fruit, and he is an older person, so how much more growth does he have in the future? Like, has he already maxed out the potential of his devil fruit? Like, how did he get stronger in jail, like rotting away? How much more can he grow?
Oh, okay. Well, let's look at this. For one, Crocodile was one of the first main people that we saw. Like he was one of the first people that that Luffy fought. So. Look, we just got introduced to Awakening, and this is like 700 chapters deep into the story, so he has plenty of room to grow based off of just the simple fact that if we've seen him, like have this much control over his devil fruit, it'd be crazy for us to think that he wouldn't have an awakening and be able to do more with his devil fruit than what we've seen. Like I said, like. Crocodile lost because of the plot.
Yeah.
You put anybody like he lost because of the plot. I mean, like Luffy had to freaking have blood and water on his fucking hands to be able to beat the dude.
And another thing is that last we seen from him, he has his own goals and stuff too. Him and Dashbone went to the New World, so he's going to be growing too. Not as fast as Luffy, but he's still trying to accomplish stuff. He's not just sitting back.
Yeah, I don't think we can assume we're assuming that Awakening is like a 0 and a 1. Like you just flip a switch and all of a sudden you have new powers. I definitely think Croc is like partially awakened already.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like
not everybody's gonna get fully awakened and do
I feel like he is fully.
He could already have reached his fully awakened.
Oh yeah, and another thing about his bounty is that when we go back to Dofi. Even Dofi bounty should have been higher. His bounty was frozen too because he's a warlord. So I can't really go hard on the bounty.
I know. I don't
agree.
like going in on bounties that much, but the thing is like 88 million is so fucking low. Like he was already a great pirate before he like to join the warlords at 88 mil. Like I don't know. I just feel like the scaling is out of whack there.
We don't know how long he was a warlord. We don't know.
But that's also
why
has to do
he was
with
asked to be a
the
warlord.
bounties are going to raise as the story continues.
And then look at Luffy. Luffy's bounty should be way higher than what it is. I always say this. Luffy's bounty.
I thought Oda would have given him 550 after the next bounty was raised to match.
You have to.
But he went 500. I don't know.
You have to think of everything that Luffy has done, and like everything that the world doesn't know that he's done. His bounty should be way higher than what it is right now.
And
the world still doesn't know that Luffy was the one to take down Crocodile.
And the crazy thing I just thought about is that so Crocodile said he wanted to go to the New World. Him and Dash Bones went. I doubt over 2 years it was peaceful. I'm pretty sure he did some reckless stuff. But for what he did to Marineford, he stood up to Akainu, he stood up to mad people. His bounty, next time we see him, he's probably gonna have a crazy retarded high bounty. It's probably gonna be like very close to Luffy's and Law's, if not more. He's gonna have like a retarded bounty. He's not a warlord anymore.
Yeah, I can see that.
More than Luffy and them.
Probably
we know Jinbei's bounty.
A little bit more.
We know Jinbei's bounty or no?
Jinbei's bounty was over 400 million. It could be. That's all they said.
It could be. So people
and even that, not to just remember, like he showed he was stronger than Jinbei, because even like besides the Mihawk stuff being filler, even when Jinbei was trying to protect Luffy from Akainu, he came like, you want to do something, do it right, move, and like let me show you how to do it. So his bounty should definitely be stronger than Jinbei's.
Crocodile is stronger than Jinbei?
Hell yeah,
That's hard. I feel like they're on the same level.
Let's go back a little bit. Fruit,
that's hard. I would put them. Oh,
what do you think, Fruit?
Nah, yeah, I feel like they're on the same level. Like they're on that like just below commander level. Like
I want to say this though. So hold on. So I feel like I feel like Jinbei underwater, right?
Wait. Hold on, Tyler. I'm about to get to you. Fruit, were you done?
Well, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't really have like much to back it, but like from what I've seen from Jinbei and from what I've seen from Crocodile, like I don't think that like one has like any more crazy feats than the other from what we saw in Marineford and shit like that. So,
all right, yeah, Ty, what you think?
I can't agree with that. Like I feel like because Jinbei, he says this all the time. Like I'm on land, I don't know how much help I could be. So I feel like if he was underwater, right? Like we seen Hardy was underwater.
When does he say that?
He said it to Luffy a couple of times. Like, like especially like when they escaped from Impel Down, how much you see how he was like, he's very good underwater. He's not really like he's nerfed on land all the time, but he still puts up he's so strong though, he still does good on land. I feel like that's why he lost to Mihawk. If he would have been like, not at a disadvantage. But here's the thing, Ace was a rookie then. So here's what I want to say. Even the difference between like he fought Crocodile, lost very quickly. But Crocodile, I mean, he fought Mihawk and lost very quickly. Crocodile fought Mihawk and was okay. I feel like that's a difference right there. And even with the Akainu thing, yeah, Jinbei took a magma fist, but Crocodile, Jinbei almost died. Crocodile stood up to Akainu without taking damage and was like, yo, let me show you how to do it right. So I feel like he showed he's stronger than Jinbei, but only because Jinbei's he's the strongest fisherman, so he needs to be underwater to really.
Jinbei's no slouch on land. Like
hold on, Matt, what do you think about Crocodile versus Jinbei?
Okay, well, I got two things to say to what Ty just said. For one, I don't really remember Jinbei ever saying like him not being a big help on land. I remember him saying that he could help Luffy get to Marineford. He said that he can be a help of him to get there. That's what I remember. But and then second, Jinbei, Jinbei got attacked, or Jinbei like he almost got killed by Akainu because he was defending Luffy, who was passed out. He was walking with somebody who was like damn near unconscious, who was unconscious, and he was trying to protect him. So that's another reason why he almost died, quote unquote. And then like as far as Jinbei versus Crocodile, I put them right on that like right on that level, right beneath the commander.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Macy.
So hold on. Yeah. None of y'all remember Jinbei saying that about the water thing?
We're gonna come back around. Macy, what do you think?
Yeah, they're such different fighters, It's like obviously Jinbei is gonna be able to wreck Crocodile, like in any sort of hand-to-hand, in my opinion. He probably has better hockey, better hand-to-hand close combat, but, Croc has the moisture suck thing, which might be an interesting fight against the Fishman. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely think they're around the same tier, but it's like kind of apples to oranges.
Okay, before I ask Pharaoh, I'll say this. I think Jinbei beats Crocodile mid-diff. Jinbei literally
come on.
No, yeah, I was gonna say just to interrupt you, Crocodile. Like I feel like Jinbei does beat Crocodile.
Create, like he can basically use the moisture in the air, right, to attack.
Crocodile.
Yeah, there's an interesting interaction.
Are we serious right now?
I forgot about Jinbei and water.
No. Wait. Hold on.
Is destroying Crocodile.
Crocodile has techniques where he removes the moisture from the air too, so it's like he could negate it.
Yeah, but he didn't do that to Luffy's blood.
I forgot about Jinbei and water. I forgot all about water. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
But again, guys. This is matchup. This is
but look,
yeah. I mean, the Jinbei versus Crocodile matchup doesn't take him down in any strength. It's just with Jinbei versus Crocodile. I think Jinbei has the upper hand.
Yeah, it's literally like the worst person that Crocodile could go against.
If he could use his devil fruit to stop it from raining, I'm pretty sure he can stop Jinbei from gathering moisture in the first place. I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah, water was still able to defeat him. It is sort of a weird thing how Luffy was able to defeat him.
No, but at the same time, you're still talking about Yacht already admitted it that he lost the plot purposes. So against Jinbei, when that's not the case, like Jinbei has no plot armor.
I think what Ty is trying to say that if Crocodile can take moisture out of the air, Jinbei can't use his moisture from the Fishman Karate because doesn't Jinbei also use moisture from the air for his Fishman Karate?
Yeah, we would have to see how Oda does it. It can be debated. It's weird.
I'm saying based on what we've seen, right? You can say it's plot, whatever. But it should be Crocodile mid-diff.
I don't agree with that. I think from what I've seen, Crocodile beats Jinbei.
I think no. Crocodile doesn't beat Jinbei. I can't say that. If Crocodile does, then it's like a high difficulty fight. Like if he does, it's like it's balls to the wall. Like
but it's still a
Jinbei could become a sand shark and swim through the sand.
Here's the thing, like you might not remember Jinbei ever, because here's the thing, like I keep saying he's a monster on land. He's a monster on land. That's true. That's just because he's so strong. But Jinbei said it before that I don't know how much help I could be to you on land. He's like the strongest fisherman, so he's always nerfed on land. So I feel like Jinbei max potential versus Crocodile. Jinbei's probably stronger than Crocodile, but if he could be normal strength, but he's always nerfed on land, and even like how Crocodile.
I think that's the wrong way to look at it. He's normal strength on land, but he's super strong in water.
No. He's not normal strength on land. He's kind of nerfed on land.
Look, Ty. This is all I'm gonna say. We're never gonna see another fight underwater again.
That's his. But that's his bad though.
Was the only time for
and
that.
But let's listen though. That's his bad though. If you think about him joining the crew, right? So. You know how Oda likes to nerf people once they join the crew. That could be another thing to where, like, he didn't lose.
He nerfed people when they join the crew,
like Frankie, and he nerfed a lot of people when Robin. He nerfed a lot a lot of people. So here's what I want to say.
Robin.
She got. Look how strong.
Robin doesn't seem the same as like.
Look how strong she was on Baroque's works.
Not that she's not as strong. It's just not. She's not used in ways that.
She's not used. Yeah, I say that. But Jinbei is not. I don't think Jinbei is nerfed on land. He's just powered up.
Yeah. No. Look. So
have never been. Look. Even whenever we Arlong, okay, it's never stated that a fisherman is weaker on land.
They're not exactly
significant. They're significantly stronger in water.
If it's horrible outside of water, like why would Koala even bother learning it? If it's
Jinbei, I'm not talking about the Fishman Karate because we don't even know if Jack has Fishman Karate or not. But what I'm trying to say is that this came from Jinbei himself. Arlong didn't say it, but Jinbei said it. So, not Jack's a fisherman. So Jinbei said this himself. So here's what I want to say. And they're not the same kind of fish. What is Jinbei is like a whale shark, and Arlong is something else. So here's what I want to say. So we see that Jinbei, he's not nerfed from Big Mom, to what we could see. So it could just be that, like, when we're wondering, like, yo, how come he's not as strong as he used to be? It's because he's doing these on land fights. You know what I'm trying to say? To where when he's a warlord, everything is taken into account for. Like, him being like his water capabilities, and all of that.
Dude, every fight
the
that
thing
we've
is, I don't remember
seen
Jinbei
Jinbei
ever
in, Jinbei
But he's
never
always
said
nerfed
that.
though. Here's the thing. Like if you ever seen him,
How do you figure that?
Not
because
nerfed,
he's
though.
always on land. Like when here's the thing. It's like, all right, let's just say that like Jinbei is admiral level, right?
Okay.
On land, we're getting a B plus of him, but he's admiral level, and that's why we're seeing things like he's taking Akainu hits and stuff like that, but he's always nerfed on land.
Yeah, but
That's
what
why,
what does that even like mean? Like the
all
thing
right,
is, like,
look. If
hold
Jinbei,
on. I'm just gonna go off your example, right? Say he's admiral level underwater, but like, what does that mean? Like, that's like saying you're admiral level in space. Like, it's never really gonna come into play.
but that's the way that it is. Wait, hold on, just like let's say that like all right, like when you play Pokemon, right? And if you're a fire Pokemon and somebody does Sunny Day, you get a boost. How often the Sunny Day is going to be there? That's up to you. You know what I mean? Like, but when it's there, you get a boost.
Like
and
the
that's
thing
the
is,
way that Jinbei is.
I understand what you're saying.
But
To where
I understand
Jinbei,
what Ty is saying.
Literally,
Where
you
it's
know,
like
they're
Jinbei's a fish
Pokemon.
man, and he can truly use 100% in the water.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
his natural habitat.
Exactly.
But we're saying as far as the series is concerned, like we're not gonna see.
Yeah, we're not gonna
water fights.
That's why I see.
So
that's why
how strong do you think he is out on land?
I know. Wait.
Okay, and this is what I'm saying. This is what I've been saying. Okay, we don't know how strong Jinbei is underwater. We've never seen him fight underwater. And then another thing, the dude has never said that he's nerfed, or there's never been any like
all right,
ever been implied.
I'm gonna
Jinbei
find
is weaker on land.
I'm gonna find the part where Jinbei said that when he was like,
Okay, go back
we
and
should
find
just
that
move on from
because
this,
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I am. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now though, but I'll find it though. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to this at another point.
We'll come back to it. But wait, Pharaoh, you here, bro?
Yeah.
Crocodile.
Talking about Crocodile, man. What do you think about Crocodile? Because we're talking about, is Crocodile overrated? Is he underrated? We're saying he's probably right around Dofi's level. Like he would hang with Dofi, give him a good fight. What do you think about Crocodile?
Like I always thought like Crocodile was slightly under Doflamingo because like the way Oda kind of portrayed Crocodile was like they were kind of like rivals in a way. Because I think Oda stated in SBS that Crocodile would have been a villain much more later in the series, so he could have put him around what was it the Moria's time, or he could have put him like later on.
Yeah.
So
I agree with it, like, slightly on the Dofi. I think we all agree with that. Where he is like a lot of people.
He beats Dofi, but yeah.
Yeah, he's right there.
Probably a hard diff, but he loses though.
The next thing I want to talk about with people talking about in the Discord was interesting characters.
Oh yeah.
What does that exactly mean though? Like,
so like what characters in this series? Like, give me your top 5 characters that you feel like are the most interesting that we've seen so far. Like, as far as
like top 5 characters I'm most invested in.
Yeah, that you feel like
give us an example.
Interesting.
Cavendish.
Interesting character for me personally is Doflamingo because of his connections to like everything. Basically, him knowing about the treasure that could change the world, him being connected to Kaido, him being in the underworld. Like, I'm interested in like all the different things that Doflamingo was doing. So he's my number one as far as interesting characters. Would that character be?
Okay. Well, I got Dragon, Vegapunk.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, Dragon, Vegapunk, Fujitora.
Vegapunk is a good one.
Let me see.
But I feel like here's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of these characters we're gonna use are gonna be unknowns because we don't know anything about them. You see what I mean? Like, so like the dragons, the Shanks.
We know some things about Vegapunk. We know enough about Vegapunk to where we can speculate. I mean, look at what we found out about Vegapunk recently. We found out that he was comrades with Judge. The way that the way that the situation was explained, it seems like Vegapunk might actually like not be on the government side, that they might be like keeping him hostage or something like that. Like, there's a lot of things that we can discuss based off some of these characters and based off the information that we know. Why was Vegapunk making dragons? Was he making dragons because because of Kaido, or did Caesar make that smile devil fruit that Momonosuke has because of Kaido? Like, there's plenty of things that we can go with based off of there.
What about you, Ferb? What do you got?
Off the top of my head, I mean, this is kind of like a cop out, but like kind of like just like the red-haired pirates in general, like Ben Beckman and Shanks in general. Like I want to see, because there's some huge like what ifs about like how they fight and like shit like that, like how crazy their hockey is. Like Ben Beckman especially, I want to see him fight. Like he probably has one of the most interesting fighting styles, or at least I feel like he's going to have one of the most interesting fighting styles in the series. So Ben Beckman for sure. The Gorosei, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
I want to see what Oda does with them, like if they're going to be like pure evil, or if he's going to give them some like gray moral area to where like we kind of sympathize with them.
Yeah.
I disagree.
What do you think, Ty? What
With the opinion?
Ty, what interesting characters for you?
Oh, okay. I just noticed I said characters with an S like right now, but
yeah, this is
Kuma's cool because like. You know, he always has. Well, besides that, was always walking around reading the Bible, but then we see him doing some evil stuff or whatever. But then come to find out, actually, he wasn't evil. He's with the Revolutionary Army and he was an ally. So like, that was cool.
You said it's evil to walk around with the Bible?
No. He said he was walking around with the Bible, but he was doing evil stuff.
Yeah, So it was confusing. I'm like, yo, like he really reading his Bible all the time, but then you see him doing evil stuff. But then come to find out, he's actually good. So like, you know, that was cool or whatever. Law tats is cool, like the ones he got on his hand and stuff, and the way that law works. And I just leave it at that though. Those two.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought I already went, but Dragon, Vegapunk.
Oh yeah, you
Fujitora, say. And then I say like I'm the two like factions that I'm most interested in are the revolutionaries and the world government. I want to see how strong Kong's gonna be, and I want to see or not even how strong he's gonna be. I just want to see the dynamic between like how the world government works from a political stance, like how they do everything.
What about you, Manny?
Main ones like Green Bull. I'm super fucking hyped to see what he is. I definitely think he's like mythical zone time thing or something. And like Cavendish, I love Cavendish for some reason. And Killer Kid, I want to see like Kid's entire crew because they're gonna be like Luffy level probably. And like he's actually gonna have fucking members that are not shit, I think. And yeah, I think Scratchman Apu could probably have some sick things considering it's like sound related.
Yeah, Supernovas in general are another fucking very interesting group.
Well, they're pretty much all hacks. So.
I think Basil could be cool, but like I don't know, he's kind of boring.
People are saying Bonnie,
but like
I see Bonnie.
Bonnie, but we know I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Bonnie and
Bonnie as a character is super interesting.
X-Drake is super interesting.
I don't think his powers are interesting though. Like he's just a fucking T-Rex.
I feel like Bonnie is going to be the biggest letdown character of all time. Not because I think she's going to be trash, but I think people are putting way too high expectations on that character.
I think her power is like basic and doesn't have much potential.
She's like a low grade big mom basically.
But she's like one of the only interesting female characters like that I'm interested in.
Man, I like Jewelry Bonnie because she's a supernova, and the supernovas are
and
probably...
she's the fucking bae, like best girl in One Piece.
I agree. Well, I think Hancock's slightly above for me.
Hancock's the best girl.
Yeah, but she can be any.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Pharaoh, who's best girl, man? Who's best? Who's best girl?
Hold on, bro. I gotta think about all these girls in One Piece.
Not Nami.
Nah, I don't like any of those.
You're like the star.
I'm thinking, bro. I'm thinking Robin, bro. I don't know.
Robin
or Bo Hancock, bro.
Robin's a second. Like her powers could be used for very much good.
I agree. Wait, so you said Bonnie though, Maisie, right?
Yeah, I mean
Bonnie
her power, it's perfect.
What do you think, Matt?
Hancock or Tashigi.
You said Tashigi.
No, I was just about to say Tashigi.
So you like them nerdy girls, huh?
Wait, Tashigi?
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about, bro? Are we talking about the hottest One Piece characters, or are we just talking about our favorite female characters? I'm confused.
It's for your personal favorite, I guess.
Oh, okay.
The Tashigi?
Yo, what's it called? Like, yeah, it would be cool if Green Bull was a girl.
Real.
Green Bull?
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if Green Bull was.
It would be cool if it was a girl to kind of balance it out of way.
She might be.
Female characters, because we don't, a few have popped up in Whole Cake. We got a few strong female characters, but if Green Bull was a female,
I don't know that lady's name, but I think she was a captain, and she had the
Alvida.
She had like the cage double fruit power. Like she make like
yeah.
She, like locks you up. Yeah.
Oh, the thing.
Yeah, she's pretty bad too.
Yeah, that one.
All right. So for me, I got Hancock. Hancock is up there. Hancock, man. Violet is dope.
Oh man.
Domino from Impel Down.
Wait, is that the blonde chick?
The blonde chick from Impel Down, yeah. And
not into that leather latex whip shit. No, thank you.
Vivi is cool.
Who's the Rayleigh's girl?
Oh, Shaki. I know anime fan talk. Love Shaki, man.
Yeah, a lot of people do. What about Monet or whatever?
Nah, man.
Them wings.
That's weird. That's weird.
Whoa, hold on. If he picked Monet, don't let Brago tell you that's weird. How are you telling him what's like?
Hey, bro.
I don't understand how like
you want to take Monet out on a date? You can take Monet out on a date.
Okay, then why nobody says Shirahoshi then? Huh?
Yo, wait, hold on. Do y'all remember that Runaway video where Kanye West's girl was actually a bird, and then they was all looking at her funny? Remember he did that video skit?
There's actually a fetish for like giant girls that I don't know what it's called.
Yo, Mac, no one said sugar, bro. Chill.
Like, who said sugar? Nobody said sugar, bro.
Someone said in the chat though.
In the
What's
chat.
his name? Nojiko. I like Nojiko.
Nojiko? Oh, that's
What about Shank's girl?
Makino?
A small town girl.
Yeah.
Living in a world.
Females in One Piece are trash.
I mean, most of them look alike in a way. Like,
True, like they all got the same body.
Yeah, they do, and that's what I don't understand. How is Hancock like so fucking amazing when every girl is like a D cup with like huge ass? Like I don't get it. She's nothing
but
special.
Hancock, she's not. She looks regular in a way. Like she's not. I don't know.
Best female character is probably that drunk bitch from Water 7.
The mermaid.
Yeah.
That mermaid.
Oh, Frankie had some girls with him.
The boxhead girls.
Yeah, even call.
Even call.
Oh, what about Nami's sister? We already brought her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Belmare?
You should name every single fucking female in the entire One Piece series.
Right. Let's just keep going. How many female characters?
What about
he kept with him?
Yeah, the starfish and the girl, green hair.
Yeah.
Kami from Sabodi.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird, bro. It's kind of weird. Anyway.
What about them celestial dragon girls?
Oh, we forgot about the most important, Reiju. Someone said Reiju.
Reiju has pink hair.
Yeah.
My mind's been changed, bro. My mind's been changed, man. They just look weird now. They look weird.
Yeah.
But has everybody seen that cover? The cover? The Vince Smoke kids? You guys seen it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are you talking about how like they have like different colored hair? Or
They
whatever?
have
Pink hair,
here, yeah.
red hair.
Red hair, blue hair, green hair.
That just shows like their DNA has been like messed up and shit.
So much that it's affected their hair, And
it kind of shows like Sanji is the true son of Jaji.
Right. So then I'm like, how did you not know that shit wasn't working if his hair did not change? If his hair was regular. So like obviously that it didn't work. So why were you so hard on him?
Yeah.
About not being like his hair was like yours. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture right now. I kind of like how they look, to be honest.
Power Rangers.
They do look like Power Rangers.
I don't think it looks like Power Rangers.
Marco's theory confirmed.
What do you think?
I feel like they just look like colorful. I don't think they're like Power Rangers. If anything, Power Rangers always kept it with two girls. If anything, they kind of like pose in like the Ginyu Force. People. Somebody say one thing.
Someone in the chat linked this picture.
Niji.
Somebody say, y'all need your own mind. Somebody say one thing. They look like the Power Rangers. Oh, they look like the Power Rangers. Like, calm down. They don't look like the Power Rangers.
I'll link it. And
people just think about the most.
One YouTuber said they look like Power Rangers. Now, oh yeah, I think they look like Power Rangers.
But who the fuck is thinking about the Ginyu Force? Bro?
Like,
Nobody's thinking about
No. I mean, the one that I seen, the poses that they was doing was just like the Ginyu Force. Here's the thing. I don't care if everybody's. Nobody's only saying that because I'm the one that said that. I got that. That came from my head. That Power Ranger joint is what's floating around on the internet because somebody said it.
I mean,
bro, you can't deny the fucking resemblance to the Power Rangers, bro.
They look like Power Rangers.
No, they don't. The Power Rangers,
they're all different colors, bro. They have a reminiscent.
I don't mean that's the Power Rangers though. Like those aren't even the Power Ranger colors and the Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.
Remember, it was the Pink Ranger girl. Wait, it was the Pink Ranger girl, and it was the yellow.
Yeah,
Ranger
we're not
girl.
saying they're the exact same thing as the Power Rangers.
No, but to me, it's
reminiscent.
I don't agree with that. I feel like they just have outfits and they're posed like the Ginyu Force.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah, it's personal opinion.
Apparently, the Ginyu Force is based off the Power Rangers.
No, they're not.
I don't know, but Niji looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
In particular, like the green or the blue, rather.
It just looks weird.
I feel like Yonji and Ichiji look badass to me, but
Wait.
Yonji.
So,
is that the cover for like the latest volume or something?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I confirmed like their hair colors and shit, which is crazy because someone said Luffy thought Reiju looked like Sanji with pink hair.
Reiju looks like Sanji with pink hair.
Of course she is.
Remember when Luffy first saw her? He was like, she looked just like Sanji.
And then
I mean, they're like fucking.
Another thing too is that like,
oh my god, the blue
Power
just looks
Rangers,
unnatural. Like what genes did he get the blue hair from?
Oh yeah, another thing too is that the Power Rangers, the Red Ranger never had red hair, the Blue Ranger never had blue hair. So like y'all jumping out the window with that one. Y'all don't have
but they had fucking helmets on.
No. But I mean like
we're not saying that. Look, Ty, we're not saying that they're exactly like the Power Rangers. We're saying the colors remind us of the Power Rangers.
That's the colors.
And bro, there's literally yellow, pink, red, green, and blue. Like, bro,
and you're leaving out orange. You're leaving out orange.
There was never an orange Power Ranger. There was never an orange Ranger.
There was always like extra Power Rangers, right?
There's always a sixth Ranger. Ranger.
Judge had orange. Is what I'm talking about. Like, missing out.
But there's a sixth Ranger with
okay,
like.
And we're not speaking about Judge in terms of
this is
like the Power Ranger. We're talking about strictly the kids: yellow, pink, red, green, and blue. Like, dude, Sanji, Reiju, Ichiji, Noji, and Yanji.
I think we were just bringing up
the Power Rangers did have black in it, so like I just don't agree. They had a black Ranger.
Bro,
Sanji said their exact identity.
Black sheep.
We're not saying that they're exact. Like we're not saying that they're exact. Like they.
No, I get what you're saying. I just don't agree with it.
No,
I feel like y'all can look at that better and y'all could find a better comparison or something.
Yeah, but you're just saying because an established theorist said it that everybody.
No, I don't even know who said it because I don't check videos out like that. But I can already tell.
Let's just move on.
Everybody,
look. There was something that I wanted to talk about. About the Fujitora thing. About the Fujitora.
Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do here. Right? So we're gonna talk about how we feel about Mihawk, right? This got crazy last time. Everybody's going to get a minute to state their case, right? And after, we're going to discuss it amongst us for 5 minutes. Then we're going to move on to somebody else. All right?
By the way.
Nah, you need to go first.
All right, fine. Well, let's start. So Pharaoh, give me your thoughts on Mihawk.
Mihawk? Like power level or?
Yeah.
You feel like he's S or A+?
Yeah.
Based on his title, give me your thoughts.
Based on his title.
Wait, no. He worded that fucking question awful. Just give us your opinions on Mihawk.
Okay. Now the way I see Mihawk is that, there's the whole thing with him and Shanks being rivals in the past, but obviously I think Shanks got stronger, but I don't think the gap is as much as people say it is. So like, if anything, he should be like, I would say slightly under Shanks. And if there was like a S minus, I would put Mihawk over there. But and again, his title, like the world strongest, like the world titles in general, all of them in the series are all probably S rank people. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mihawk was on that level. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on that.
Okay.
Amazing.
What are we talking about? Sorry.
Mihawk, where you place him?
S plus or A plus?
S plus? Wait, I thought we were just
S or A plus. S or A
S or
plus.
A plus, yeah.
Or A minus if you want to go down that far.
It's rough. I don't know. Probably A.
Oh, A, not A plus?
He said A.
A or A plus, like A. I think A.
Why you put him at an A?
Yonkos are S, by the way.
Yo, don't make them scare you into saying A plus. You said
Because
A.
I think.
No, hold on.
I think,
we're trying to like let them know where the scaling is because we have the Yonkos at S.
Yeah.
And so it's like Yonkos at S is A plus, A then A minus.
Yeah. I think that Shanks is stronger than him overall, and
You think
I don't know that. I
Shanks
think that his title is like the greatest swordsman. It's not the strongest swordsman, so it doesn't mean that he's stronger than anyone who ever held up a sword.
It's
Like,
actually
literally says world's strongest
He's
swordsman.
the strongest and greatest at the same time. So.
No, I agree. I agree with Maisie though. He has a point. Like I was saying that
Wait,
before.
hold on. Let Maisie finish.
yeah, I don't know. He could be A plus, but I think probably A or A plus. It's just there's a lot of hype, understandably so. Like,
You
can
got him
he
at A?
tussle with Akainu? Like, is he S tier? Like, is Akainu S tier? Even though he's Admiral?
Well, we put him in S tier.
We
Some
have,
people
we
think
have
A
him as
plus.
S.
Yeah, we put him at an S.
We have him as S, but I think well, fuck it. I don't want to talk about that. Right
yeah, that's a different discussion. But is that it, Matt? Mozzie?
Maisie.
Is he? Yeah. I mean, fuck. He's probably A plus, but I kind of feel like A or A plus. I don't know. I can't decide because if Zoro beats him, like Zoro gonna be A plus. Is he gonna be A?
Here's the thing. It's like right now we have the Yonko right at S. I understand people putting him in A plus or A. Wiggle room for Zoro. So if he beats Mihawk, then there's Zoro is now an S. Like if it's a tough A plus match, then Zoro becomes an S. Then I get that. So or an A, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna just say A because I don't think Shiryu is like A plus. I don't know. It's just too high.
No,
it's too strong.
That actually makes sense in a way because say Zoro defeats Mihawk, right? Say Mihawk is an A. Zoro defeats Mihawk, then he becomes A plus. Is Zoro ever going to be at an S? Do we think?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Later on in the series.
It depends how much is left.
I have like I'm just gonna wait till it gets to me. Y'all just go ahead.
Yeah, it's amazing. A. You say A, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
Okay. All right. So as far as Mihawk goes, I would put Mihawk I want to go A plus. I want to go S, but I'm gonna say A plus, and I'm gonna say why I put him at A plus. I think that Mihawk can tussle with a Yonko, right? I think that Mihawk can fight one, and I think that if a Yonko were to fight Mihawk, that it wouldn't be something easy. Whenever Mihawk first stepped up to go against like Whitebeard, whenever he did a slash, he got the attention of everyone. Everyone turned and looked at him at Marineford. And then also what I can't remember whoever talked first, but
Pharaoh.
I think it was Pharaoh. Yeah, Pharaoh. The people with the worlds, like the worlds in their title,
yeah,
that like that sets them apart, you know, from someone like that sets them apart. So world's strongest man, world's most wanted man, or world's most dangerous man, world's strongest creature alive, and then world's strongest swordsman. That puts you on a tier that's different. That's it separates you. So I want to put him on S, but I can't put him there. So A plus, and then it's the A just
wait, let me
A
ask you
plus.
this,
I
Matt.
don't.
What?
Yeah.
Explain to us like what's stopping you from putting him in S, because you want to put him there. Tell me what's stopping you.
Well,
what's your thought process there?
It's because we don't know when like people want to put him on an S because they say, oh well, he had duels with Shanks. Well, we don't know when those duels were. We don't know. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna put him on an S.
Okay.
I'm gonna put him on an S. Fuck it. I'll put him on an S because I'd put him on an S. Because I feel like if you're the world's strongest swordsman, that you should be able to beat every swordsman in the world. And so if by going by that logic, Fujitora has an A plus and Mihawk is A plus as well. I'm going with Mihawk. So yeah, I'll put him on an S.
Okay. Wait, Matt. Is Mac still muted?
Max,
Mac's still muted. All right. We'll get back to Mac. Ty, give me your thoughts on Mihawk.
Yo, my man Max in here. What's good?
All right, so my thoughts on Mihawk from what I've seen, he's a A plus from what I've seen, not in the context of the story, but from what people say in the community, he's overrated. Another thing about Mihawk is that, I put him at an A plus. I don't put him at an S because that would be overdoing it. I feel like the people who put him at S, and I felt like this before we even came into this call. I feel like the people who put him at S is fanboying it, like they're giving him a higher title based off of hype or their own personal feelings of him. That it's not what's in the story. And I feel like at Marineford, he was an A. I see nothing better than an A from him. So I feel like right now after the time skip, he's an A plus, and not an S. And Maisie said this when he was talking, but so Mihawk, he just has the title, the world's greatest swordsman. That does not mean he's the best person alive or the best to ever touch a sword and that nobody can beat him. That means that he has but still though, that means that he has that title until somebody beats him. Only until somebody beats him. Like it's almost like in Pokemon where like Lance is the Dragon Master and the greatest trainer in the world. Then Blue beats him, and then you beat then you beat Lance, and then after that you beat Blue for the title.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
How long would you assume that Mihawk has had, or well, let's say this. The time skip was 2 years. Nobody came and took Mihawk's title away from him. And Mihawk's going to have that title for a long time. We don't know how long he's had it. So, I mean, like...
Yeah, true. He can have it. He can have it for a while,
yeah.
but like what I got from One Piece when I read it, not everybody, some people, like the weak people are seeking him out and finding him, and the strong people are all busy. Like when he met with Vista, this is like, I never thought I would meet him here. You're trying to say Vista was hype. So it's just that, like, being one of White Bear commanders, he never really got the opportunity to even fight Mihawk in that serious type of way. And if we take it to Fuji, who knows what Fuji was doing, but I doubt that, who knows that it's that Fuji, even though Mihawk is stronger, like, I just feel like these top tier people, that they're busy.
And the thing about strongest swordsman, like, say Shanks has some, like,
oh, and even that, like, he denies Shanks when Shanks is like, do you want to settle this? And then when Shanks talks to Mihawk, he goes, do you want to settle our score, Mihawk? Like, almost like if Shanks was in the lead or something. And then Mihawk is like, nah, I don't want to, I don't have interest.
So yeah,
so
great.
he could fight Shanks.
He said I don't have interest fighting.
I know I didn't
fighting a man with one arm.
Yeah, I just cut it short because I feel like the one, because people know the story already, so I just cut it short. But I feel like Shanks beats Mihawk with a sword, even with that one hand. But I feel like Mihawk just doesn't want to do it. Like, it's too much on the line or whatever for Mihawk. Like, it's more to gain in Shanks' favor. Like, if Mihawk loses, imagine you just said it. He has this title for all this time, but you lost to a one-armed man. It would just make Mihawk look bad after that.
Yeah,
I agree there was like there's not much benefit there. It's not much benefit for him to fight Shanks. As far as Shanks having one arm now when he's fighting with two, and they're more than likely equal. So at this point in Mihawk's mind, you got weaker. You're weaker at this point,
especially as far as swordsmanship. Like the thing is, he has the title greatest, swordsman, strongest swordsman. But I do think that he is like the strongest swordsman as far as swordsmanship goes. And when when Mihawk and Shanks like have a duel, if Shanks could say like stop time with Haki or some crazy shit like that, like that's not accounted for. Like in straight sword, if it's only swordsmanship, I think Mihawk is gonna beat Shanks. He's gonna beat Fujitora. But like if Fujitora versus Mihawk, if Fuji's like taking down meteors. What's up?
Hold on, Ty. You were you done? With what you said.
Well, I just say one more thing. Like I don't agree with that because I feel like let's say like from what we've seen of Shanks, right? Every time we've seen him, he always has that sword. He stopped Akaino's punch with it casually with it. So I feel like if that's his main way of fighting, even though Mihawk is a swordsman and he has a title, he can still lose to Shanks. They had daily duels. Shanks can't be that far apart of him. And swordsman only stuff. So I feel like people, I get what Maisie's saying, where you use with devil fruits come into play. That's when people have the advantage with Mihawk. But I feel like somebody at Shanks who's a Yonko, who's just like you've seen all the attacks Whitebeard was able to tank.
So even
I feel like somebody like him, especially if you know about his Haki, I feel like he just even in a sword battle, and Mihawk uses Haki when he fights because he said so. So I feel like Shanks just wins.
I think
of course, it would be a high diff fight, but I feel like Shanks wins.
Okay, I got you.
Hold on to that real quick. Well, we will come back to you. Mac.
Mm-hmm.
You here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yo, I first gotta ask a question, man. What's the score right now for like S and A plus for Mihawk?
So Pharaoh,
I got S.
Wait, so Pharaoh, what were you?
I was S.
Maisie was A. Matt was S. Ty was A plus. So what do you think, Mac?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna say right now, Zoro's trying to surpass Mihawk, yo. Is Zoro trying to surpass a guy who's at A plus, or is he trying to surpass a guy who's at S? That's my question to you guys. I feel like he's trying to pass the guy who's at S.
Why do you say that?
This is the man who's into the story. We all say really in his prime. Really in his prime, we all say he's Yonko level, don't we?
Right.
Almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think we say that.
End of story. He's most likely going to be on the Yonko level. Do we all agree this, or do we disagree?
I say like it depends. Like put it like this: if he beats Mihawk and it's not much story left, then he'll just be an A plus. But if he beats Mihawk and it's a lot of story left, he'll be S. If you guys are trying to say like it depends.
I think if he beats Mihawk, period, he's S. Like
if we put it like this, if we make a tier list for swordsmanship, Mihawk is undeniably an S. But this tier list is for overall like power, who would win, who's the strongest overall, like swordsman or not.
I'm holding on to somebody. I want Mac to finish. So Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely got to give him S. I can't. Yo, this is. We gotta understand the Pirate King crew is on a different level, and I feel like Zoro and the story he's gonna be definitely S. So the person he beats to become S, Mihawk has to be on that level of S. I gotta give him this respect. That's it.
Like anybody who's beating Mihawk is gonna have to be damn near dead before to say that they did it. Like there's no oh yeah, I'm beating Mihawk and I'm like getting away from this fight with like unscathed or not even unscathed, but like I'm walking away from this fight. Like no, it's gonna be a fight to the death. Like you're gonna be done. Mihawk's gonna be done like on the ground, coughing up blood.
Okay, Fru.
I mean, I was gonna say outright. I think he's like the highest A plus you can get. I would put him on S minus if we had that tier, and the reason why I put him on A plus is just because of the fact that when at Marineford when we saw him, he said he wanted to test his strength against Whitebeard to see the distance between him and Whitebeard. As in, he didn't know if he was on that high tier, S tier at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that I can put him on the tier of people like fucking Kaido and Shanks and Akainu when he doesn't know necessarily if he can even beat Whitebeard when he's sick and dying.
All right, I'll say this about Mihawk. People have mentioned this in the chat earlier as far as the world's greatest stuff, and I feel like all the other world's greatest, they're all S's, right? We kind of take Whitebeard down because he was sick, so he's an A plus. Kaido, Dragon, those guys put him in an S because worlds, blah blah blah. For Mihawk, We're saying based on what we saw from Marineford, which we should not use because we know how inconsistent that was. But also for Mihawk, we know about the duels with Shanks. People argue, we don't know when that was. We don't know what happened. If it was just swordsmanship, Shanks does use a sword, but Mihawk still retains that title. Also, anybody that's given a Yonko a high diff fight is going to give any Yonko a high diff fight. How is Mihawk not an S? And this is Zoro's end of series goal. This is his
we don't
goal.
know if it's in the series though. You're saying it's in the series.
That's his goal. That's
that's his goal. That doesn't mean that's his end of series goal.
No, but Han, what Ty is trying to say is that even if he surpasses a Mihawk at some point in the story, it doesn't mean he's not going to get any stronger than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Zoro.
And then
go ahead.
Wait. Hold on. What I'm saying is, with Mihawk, right? Even if, say Zoro defeats Mihawk, becomes the greatest swordsman, the next goal is then helping Luffy become Pirate King, right?
Well, the first goal is helping Luffy become Pirate King. The
You believe Luffy becomes Pirate King and then Zoro becomes the greatest swordsman?
We don't.
Mihawk is definitely
pretty sure they're gonna be. Those goals are gonna be achieved at the same time, but
exactly
or around the same time.
Also, we gotta understand when it comes to Whitebeard. When he said to Whitebeard, what's the difference between us and him when he talks power? This is Big Mom said even she's even hyping Whitebeard too, and even Whitebeard when she's talking about all the Yonkos that she could have taken out.
Yeah,
remember?
true.
It's just Whitebeard's name. He's the only man. He said the only man to be same level as Goldie Roger. That's said it as the manga.
I can see what you're saying, Mac.
Let me say one more thing though. Luffy becoming Pirate King is more important to Zoro than Zoro's goal. And if people are still trying to debate that, then that's crazy because he literally laid down his life for the sake of Luffy. Yeah, he was willing to throw his life away.
Not even that. He pretty much fucking bowed down in front of his greatest enemy to fucking.
Yeah. Well, he said he would give up his goal,
and then another thing,
Luffy would have to live with it.
But another thing is that Mihawk isn't Zoro's goal. It's the title of swordsman, the greatest swordsman. Because I still have the theory that possibly Shiryu might, Shiryu might try and kill Mihawk, and then Zoro avenges his master. Yada yada yada, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree 100%.
Oh, what I want to say about all the other greatest or strongest in the world titles being at S, and we put Mihawk at A+. What I want to say about that, and Brago, we're not just drawing stuff from Marineford. I draw stuff from every single time I ever saw a character. So when we first see Mihawk, and after he defeats Zoro, and then he goes, "I'm impressed with you, Luffy, for not jumping in. You're his captain." And then he goes, "What are your goals?" I want to be the Pirate King. And he goes, "That's a goal even larger than your friends over there." So I feel like he has that greatest tier, but I feel like that title. But he said it himself, whoa, what you want to do? That's greater than what your friend want to do. So I feel like S for the Yonkos and for Dragons and for Mihawk A+. But when you're at A+ in One Piece, you're still a monster. Look how we actually haven't. The only A+ we've seen so far are Akainu and Whitebeard, and look how monstrous they was. So I feel like Mihawk being an A+ doesn't make him. He's going to be a retarded monster. So
can I just respond to that?
The thing is with Pirate King and becoming the world's greatest swordsman, the Pirate King is so many things that go into it. It's about strength. It's about acquiring territory. It's about overcoming a bunch of different things. So it's not just strength as far as Mihawks. That's just strength. That's just being the best at what you do. People say it all the time.
Because as you see with Luffy, he's not struggling.
Buggy can become a Yonko just by trolling, because he can acquire territory, acquire great crewmates, and that is possible.
No, he can't.
You say
not seriously?
It's not possible.
Oda has him.
I'm saying though, he can't become a pirate. He can become a Yonko.
No, he can't. Who is he beating, or who is his weak crew beating that's gonna be the Yonko?
I'm not stronger people under him right now.
They're not messing with a Yonko though, so it's I'm not for the troll references thing. Buggy can't legitly be a Yonko.
What I'm saying is more than just strength.
So is he gonna be Shanks? Is he gonna be Big Mom? Is he gonna be Kaido? Is he gonna be Blackbeard?
No, he can capitalize once they.
Okay, a better example would be that Buggy got the title of Warlord after being easily probably the weakest warlords that the warlords have ever seen, just by having.
All right, but that's
when Whitebeard when Whitebeard was taken out, it was pretty much a race to. I thought all the worst generation were running to the new world. Everyone was racing for that next Yonko spot. To be honest, Blackbeard didn't guarantee his Yonko spot. Even in the latest episode, it says like Blackbeard confirmed as a Yonko. He knew Whitebeard's old territories and he beat Marco overwhelmingly. That's what like made everyone see him as a Yonko when he beat Marco like that.
Yeah. So Brago. So are you telling me Buggy and his little warlord crew could have beat Marco and the remaining Whitebeard pirates to become Yonko? No, I don't agree with it.
Here's the thing: how strong are the people that's on the Buggy right now?
Nowhere near, they're not nowhere near that level that they could be a Yonko's crew.
You know, can I say something right now? You know what? I was thinking about this recently. What Big Mom said about how she needed something to beat all the other Yonko, right? I'm thinking, what if Buggy gets that thing that Big Mom wanted somehow? Just think about it, like this might be some older shit. You might just fly out of nowhere. Buggy gets the thing that Big Mom wanted to beat all, and he comes out of nowhere because of Yonko out of nowhere as a gag.
Oh man, that would be fucking.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said this before,
a lot more
is that
respect than he deserves. Like,
so wait, I want to say this to answer Brago real fast. The Gora says was like only Marco and the remaining Whitebeard pirates or Big Mom can stand a chance against Blackbeard now.
You're taking my example way too literal. I'm talking about like the factors that go into becoming a Yonko.
No, he made it to Chichibukai. Good stuff. But not he's not gonna be a Yonko. Like and here's the thing, I gave you a good example. I'm like, is he beating Marco's crew to become a Yonko? No.
Just said we don't know about the people around him. The people that join him.
You know he don't have people on that level around him.
We don't know that. How do you
We do know that? Because Blackbeard took the stress. Hold on. After Blackbeard made everybody fight, and he took the strongest ones with him. Or you trying to tell me that like Buggy just got like mostly the strong fodder or whatever? Like you telling me Buggy, like Blackbeard was able to make a Yonko's crew out of the Impel Down, and so was Buggy? I don't. Okay,
hold on. I feel like I can answer. Like I can solve this right now because while Ty does have a point that like.
Buggy took the strongest.
Buggy can't really be Yonko level on a serious level.
I mean,
Brago's right that the fact that Buggy could be Yonko, right? If he did some like weird shit and he got like some like fucking ancient weapon or something, but we know that's not how the other Yonko got their title of being Yonko, so it's not really like the same thing.
Well I know people have been referencing the because Edward Weevil. People are referencing Edward Weevil as might be one of that secret weapon. And if Weevil, people say Majin Buu and what's the other dude, Bibbit or Bobbity.
Bobbity.
Buggy might be the Bobbity or Majin Buu might be Weevil, and they might just stand every time to be.
But my point is that like, with Mihawk and the world's greatest swordsman, is like we shouldn't downplay that. Like, I feel like we're
downplaying. He said like, you know what Luffy's trying to do, and another thing too, like. Luffy's captain, Zoro's right hand man, then Sanji's like the next thing. So, you know, Mihawk not being on those same people level, it just makes sense the way that the story is put out.
I think we're gonna see some crazy people in Wano, like really strong swordsmen, and then we're gonna have to acknowledge that Mihawk is even stronger than them.
Yeah.
We'll see. Mihawk will prove everybody.
Yeah, I guess it really like if the Shogun of Wano is like relatively close to Kaido on strength, then I would put Mihawk on an S.
No, wait. Here's the thing: we can't, because like, what if Mihawk said that it's people on Wano who would even give him a challenge? So like this, like Mihawk could just be high A+.
Yo, when did Mihawk say that?
He said it. Here's the thing,
no,
yo.
He did
like,
say
recheck.
That.
Yo, you need to recheck. I'm tired of you saying like when did
okay. That doesn't make that means nothing.
Say that?
If someone give him a challenge, doesn't mean they're gonna beat him. He never said they're gonna beat him.
No, this has nothing to do with this. Has nothing to do.
I am literally asking. I don't remember that. Give me a panel, because you're just saying that this is happening, and I can't take your word for that.
That's your problem.
I'm like 90% sure he did say. Does anyone else remember?
It was never stated in this.
No, I've never heard Mihawk say that.
Mihawk has never said anything about Wano Kuni.
He's never said anything about another swordsman. He's never said anything.
That was a rumor. I was around when that stuff was going around.
Was that a
rumor? We were basically saying, oh no, Oda said this. Oda said it never happened. You know, it was a rumor. Basically, what it was.
Yeah, I personally don't remember that, but
no, I definitely remember that from something, but I guess it was a fucking theory.
Look, this is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. We don't see Mihawk a lot, right, in the story, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
It happened when he was training Zoro.
Wait, no, it did not.
Is this 3D2I?
The only thing. Hold up. The only thing that happened, that wasn't a special, Brago, because even if it was a special, then that doesn't count, because that's not canon. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't remember.
Look, and Look, and even if so, you say that it happened whenever he was training Zoro. We only have one time that we saw Mihawk train as Zoro, and that was whenever Zoro had the flashback. Whenever he whenever Mihawk was telling him about coding his swords and hockey. That's the only flashback that we have of Mihawk.
I heard about this like rumor, and basically I did like a 2-hour research, and bro, I never found anything. Nothing.
Yeah, I
don't know where people are getting these panels from.
It sounds familiar. Like I feel like
I've heard that in the story before, but like if you guys are telling me it never happened, I guess it fucking never happened. But I could have swore I fucking saw that in the story.
Yeah, me too. and like I said, like I'm not saying that it's somebody on Wano that could beat Mihawk. I said that he said that it's people on Wano that could even give him a challenge. So while that doesn't mean that they could beat him, it's still just like it's like it's YouTubers in China that they're as good as like they can give me a challenge. So that doesn't mean that, you know what I'm trying to say? Like he's just like acknowledging.
That's saying that Wano is going to be a problem.
Even if in the worst case scenario it was like the anime added it in or whatever, but.
But I mean, we like look. All I'm saying is, I don't think that we should put that much faith into that. First off, he didn't say that. But we should know that there are swordsmen on Wano. Like this is the land of the swordsmen. Mm-hmm. Like this is where they're at. So yeah, there's gonna be somebody on Wano who's strong, who could probably give Mihawk a run for his money. But strongest swordsman literally means strongest swordsman.
That doesn't mean that he's stronger than anyone who holds a sword.
Exactly.
How does that? What
if Kaido picks up a sword,
how is Zoro?
Mihawk is stronger than him.
How is Zoro gonna beat him? Wait, Matt. Look, if what you're saying is true, how can Zoro ever beat him if he's the real strongest? You're trying to say like that time
he's eventually gonna become the strongest. Like he's gonna defeat him. That's how.
In pure swordsmanship, he's the best, but that doesn't mean that he's stronger than Kaido if Kaido uses a sword.
But the Kaido's not a swordsman.
If Kaido uses swords, then he's gonna get washed.
Kaido isn't a swordsman. I bet you Kaido would Kaido's not classified as a swordsman, is what I'm saying. Like anybody that's classified as a swordsman,
and you have to be somewhat skilled.
Okay, but what about if he fights? I'm not saying he would lose, but like Fujitora, and then Fujitora kills him with a meteor.
If he fights Fujitora.
Okay, then if he kills him with a meteor, but yeah,
I know, but you see what I'm saying? Like, if Fujitora is a swordsman, but he also has a devil fruit,
right?
But I'm saying, and if he beats,
I think the point he's trying to make is if Fujitora killed Mihawk with a meteor, would that make Fujitora the strongest swordsman?
Yes, that would make that would make him the strongest swordsman. You want to know why? Because the devil fruit that Fujitora has aids his swordsmanship.
Yeah,
that's simple. Like I don't get what we're talking
about.
You
can also rain down meteors. That has nothing to do with swordsmanship.
And like
it has nothing to do. In any duel with sword to sword, like Mihawk will win. But
yo, you're defining what swordsmanship is. Okay, so let's.
Yeah, but so are you.
Wait, hold on.
And that's the thing.
No, I'm not defining what swordsmanship is. If you use a sword, then you're like okay.
So you're saying he's stronger than Shanks then?
Take Fujitora.
Is he stronger than Shanks? I mean,
with a sword, yes.
I want
to say something.
That doesn't mean that he's going to beat Shanks.
And wait a second. This is what I'm saying as far as Fujitora goes with the whole meteor. The meteor, whenever we see Fujitora use his powers, it comes from his sword.
That's not true.
When have we not? When has
I think he was eating food or something, and
there's one scene where he was eating food and he was still flying, but that's just a weird scene.
He's the devil fruit user.
He also controls the dice without his sword.
I don't know. Here's the thing.
But like the Shanks thing, like
we get into tricky territory, where it's like, what is a swordsman? What's not? Is the world's greatest swordsman, and that means if you challenge him and you use his sword, you've taken an L.
That does not mean that. Wait, hold on. Like I have something to say. All right, so here's what I want to say. So like, like the boxing champ, right? The boxing champ could be Mayweather. It doesn't mean he could beat everybody, but he has the title. So until somebody beats him for it, he's the champion.
That makes no sense.
I think we should word it Where did
Brago, you're missing what I'm saying though.
Nah,
Look,
you're
here's the thing.
saying that doesn't mean
Look,
he beat everybody, but he has the title.
Brago,
Everybody
but listen,
has
but look,
lost.
somebody had the title. Somebody had the title before him. All I'm saying is that, like, who? All right, look, like it could
Back
be
to this cliche that there's always someone stronger than you, right?
no, but Brago, listen,
Nah,
look,
that's
like
literally what you're saying.
Brago, look, it's boxing. We don't have to use him. It's just any boxing champion, right? Like, look, it could be a boxing champion. He can have the title, right? They pick their fight sometimes. It could be like somebody who's a monster and they cannot take the fight. You can try to say that they'll try to ignore it, until finally the two meet up and then maybe he loses. You're gonna try to say, oh, maybe he wins, but you can still take an L. You just have the title. You gonna try to say?
I think we should say it in a way where
you have to think that about Mihawk.
I mean, I kind of agree with Ty to a certain extent. Okay, you can go first.
Whereas like you have more of a chance of winning against anyone else that uses a sword. Not that it's 100%, but you have more of a chance of winning.
I just say one sentence.
I'm trying to understand where you say like he just has a sword. That means nobody has beaten him yet. What do you mean, Ty?
I'm saying that like boxing, because look, it's a whole bunch of different divisions. It's a whole bunch of different weight classes. Each one of them has a champion. It's other people that can beat them in a fight. The fight just didn't happen yet. You're trying to say?
Let me put it in that One Piece perspective. Shanks very well could be the actual strongest swordsman in the series, but he hasn't challenged Mihawk to the point to where anyone in the series would know or that they could deem Shanks the strongest swordsman. Because they haven't fought in like, say they haven't fought in like 15 years, right?
So,
and Mihawk had the final like win, so he was deemed the strongest swordsman, and then no one ever beat Mihawk again. So
he's saying this title could shift.
Exactly, like anybody could get that title
numerous times.
So put it like this: Fuji could fight Mihawk and Fuji could win, or Shanks could fight Mihawk and win, or Siriu could fight Mihawk and win. It doesn't mean that
swordsmen are constantly going for the title.
It doesn't mean that Mihawk beats everybody with a sword. That's it.
No, I mean I could concede that if Shanks and Mihawk fought sword to sword with no hockey, Mihawk could win. But if there's hockey involved, I think Shanks wins. So it's like, yeah, he is the greatest swordsman. That doesn't mean that.
Maze, I think you're looking at swordsmanship too like, how do I say this?
You can say that, but then that would mean that Mihawk would beat Shanks.
No, because we've seen people like use flowers with their swords. They're bringing out these abilities. What if Mihawk has his own ability with his sword where he can like bring out water, he can bring out fire, he can do all these things. You're just looking at, oh, it's just sword clashing. No, there's other abilities when it comes to swordsmanship.
Like what Vista does.
Anything with swordsman, but hockey is a separate thing. And I just think that Shanks has better hockey than Mihawk.
Well, what Vista does, what Kinemon does, what Brook does, that's still considered swordsmanship. Like the fire swords, the ice swords, the flower blades.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more that can be done for sure.
You could even say Fuji's, maybe not his meteors, but his gravity, because Zoro still wanted to fight him.
No, you're right. But I still think that Shanks would beat him. Not necessarily because he's better trained in the sword.
Let me ask you, we need an S-.
I don't think so. Because like if we have too many, like what's the point if it's a S+, S minus? Like what's the point of these debates if it's a S- just right there under S? I don't see the point in it.
What do you think, Ferb? The troop here? Maybe.
Yo.
I mean,
I was asking, like, do you think we need an S-, guys?
Yo.
I really think S- is necessary, but
kind of like I had two people I would put in there, but
Aokiji and Mihawk are the first two that come to
yeah,
mind.
exactly. That's the first two that come into mind.
Wait, Maisie, what do you think?
it wouldn't hurt. It's a personal decision. I don't know. We don't like to put anyone like in B or C, so it might help to have more options that are not low numbers.
No, but here's the thing.
The reason we have put anyone in B
low.
and C is because we're going from the top bottom to bottom.
I don't think we need I don't think we need an S-. We just need to understand that A+ is not low.
No, it's not even that. It's just A+ is too broad for my liking.
Yeah, I agree there because we like that. That's like saying, why do we have A-? You know,
because that's the lowest. That's the lowest thing. Well, that's not like it's the lowest thing, but that's a different like S.
If we did do that, we could have like an S plus, but nobody would be in there except like Roger, Pirate King.
Yeah, I think no S plus right now. Yeah, like
I think just
Roger,
S-
Whitebeard, those guys S
Yeah,
plus.
yeah.
But
Wait,
right
Brago.
now,
Wait, what's the vote though? What's the vote though for Mihawk?
it's
Just make
like
it
you
majority.
need an S minus.
Yeah, hold on. I actually want to. If we had an S minus, who would put? Would you guys? Would anyone put him in S minus? I would.
Aokiji and Mihawk.
If we had an S minus, then I could put him in A plus.
If there was
I
an
think I
S
would put Ben
minus,
Beckman as well.
if there was an S minus, I would put Mihawk S minus. I'll tell you right now. I've said many times. The 7 characters I think are top tiers. The 4 Yonkos, Dragon, Akainu, and then I don't know. I always decided I was just kind of like respect, the man, he's top, But if you guys want to put S minus, y'all, that's better than A plus. To be honest, I'll take it.
Oh yeah, well, like what I was saying is that like when they have like ranks and stuff, it's special. Like it'll be like a C rank, whatever. It'll be like a A rank. Then it'll be like S is like the special rank. So like that's why I think we should just leave S alone and not change it, but A plus. But like y'all could do it though. I know that like me personally, I'm not doing the S minus thing. I think it's like
stylistic choice.
Because a lot of those characters is like Aokiji to me, like I have Aokiji at an A anyway. Like even if you want to say he's an A plus, like I just think that like it's like people overrate a lot of these characters, and S minus just leaves more room for people to overrate people.
Hold on, let's double back. We'll come back to this. But this is the last thing I want to talk about. But Aokiji, last stream as much. I will start with you, Froop. Where do you put Aokiji?
I mean, I know Ty's not gonna like this, but I think he's right under Akainu.
What you mean I don't like that? I don't mind. It's your opinion.
Well, I mean, I know, but you fought tooth and nail that Akainu is way stronger than Aokiji. Not way stronger, but you know what I mean. You say Akainu.
So are you saying A plus then?
Yeah. Well, I would put him on S minus, but yeah, A plus, high A plus. I think he's the strongest admiral. Other than
see, look. Even at like, I rather high A plus. Wait. I rather high A plus be a S minus instead of like a S minus because it's like too many S's. Like,
if we're gonna put Aokiji,
wait, hold on, man, hold on.
All right.
What? No, that was. I mean, I didn't really have much to say besides that. It was just basically like, I don't know, like Aokiji has shown like the most like. He seems the most hacks out of all the admirals we've seen so far in the series, and he took Akainu to a 10-day fight. I don't think Kizaru's taking Akainu to a 10-day fight, neither is Fujitora. So
you said you have Aokiji A plus Ty.
I have him at an A.
Why you got him an A?
Because
this is very disrespectful.
No, it's not. It's my opinion.
I'm joking. Go.
So I feel like at Marine Ford, Akainu was an A plus, and I feel like Aokiji was an A. And I feel like he broke his leg. We got to take that into consideration. So I feel like because his leg broke, that he didn't grow. So while Akainu grew to an S, I feel like he's still an A. And another thing is that like I feel like that's why Dofi was able to treat Aokiji like that because he was just an A. He wasn't an A plus. So like
real quick, how did he treat him?
He treated him mad. You say what I said. That he treated Aokiji mad disrespectful. Aokiji told him stop. He attacked Smoker anyway. He walked past him with his hands in his pockets off guard. Like you know what I'm trying to say? He pretty much treated him like a scrub, like he was Smoker or something.
Oh man!
Like matter of fact, he treated him like he was Smoker Big Brother. So you know what I'm trying to say? That's why I think he's an A.
Right.
And wait, like one last thing is that like him losing his leg, I also feel like that was showing that Akainu's going to that S while he's not really on that level still. But like if he never lost his leg, I would put him at an A plus.
So his leg is what separates him between A plus and A.
Not just that, Brago, but that's one of the many things, yes. Besides the other stuff I told you about like how Dofi treated him. And then for like Marco kicked him, it's not like he's not really it's a lot of things that to me that like at Marineford, Kizaru was A minus, Aokiji was A, Akainu was A plus. I don't just put them equal because that's not what I seen.
Matt, you there? Is Matt there? I think Matt is muted. I have a Aokiji Kuzan.
Huh?
I think it's Maisie's turn.
Yeah. Maisie.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Aokiji.
Yeah, I think he's probably A plus. Like, I think that Blackbeard might be an anomaly, but I think that Blackbeard's able to take him. So I don't know. I think he's A plus. I agree. He's the second strongest. He's the second strongest out of the admirals that we know. I think Bull might be stronger, but yeah, I think he's A plus.
Okay.
And Blackbeard would be A plus or like S minus or some shit.
Yeah, I think it would be too disrespectful to have Aokiji at an A for me personally. Just judging by 10 days, I kind of knew that this guy was nominated by Sengoku to be Fleet Admiral, so I got to give some respect to Aokiji.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it said Shanks is the same strength, like he didn't lose any power from losing his arm. So I'm not too sure how much power he lost with losing his leg, but I got to give him an A plus. I'm gonna give him an A plus.
So wait, can I ask you something real fast?
Ask me,
yeah.
All right. So you said Aokiji missing a leg, he loses nothing.
I said I don't know how much he lost in power, but I'm still gonna put him A plus.
All right. So I just want to put this out there. Let's say if Aokiji got a third arm, right? He got another arm to his right. Wouldn't that make him stronger?
It might fuck with him. It might make him weaker. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like here's the thing. If he had 4 arms like Goro, wouldn't that make him stronger? So that's why like for me, I take some off because like he's not the same.
Yeah.
Machamp.
Wait, Pharaoh, what do you think?
Are we using the S minus as well, or just the A plus?
Sure, if you so desire.
I would have him at a S minus. Now the reason is, well, while we have a Kaino at a regular S, I think Aokiji is slightly weaker than a Kaino because of the 10-day fight. Like the fight went on for 10 days because they were so equal that no side was actually given out till like 10 days. So and Jinbei did say
it could be like Luffy versus Cracker though. I mean, you don't know what happened, but I agree.
Yeah, I think he was running for 9 days and
made an icebreaker.
And Jinbei did state like 2 of them were equal. That was from the manga, but yeah, S minus, or if we're using the A plus.
Yeah. So yeah, if we're using the S minus, I put Aokiji then as well. I feel like Aokiji was pretty much tied with Akainu for most of it, and Akainu found a way to break through. So I put Akainu, I give him the respect to have him higher than Aokiji, but I mean, come on, like have Aokiji like anything less. That's not respecting like the fight and what we know about it, because close. It was so close, and Aokiji, based on what we've seen, is like probably the second strongest admiral we've seen.
Yeah,
so,
I could agree with that, but to me, it's that he lost the limb though. Like if he would have never lost the limb after, I could have kept them closer to each other.
Here's why I don't like factor that in as much, because the whole thing with Shanks, Shanks didn't lose any strength, losing an arm. So why would Aokiji lose any strength when he can replace it? He can replace his leg.
He's a Logia, and Shanks was a swordsman.
With Shanks,
didn't we see in the last episode?
See, look,
in the last episode we saw.
But Brago, with Shanks, like he was probably so powerful that for him, that didn't make him any weaker. But you still see, look how Mihawk is like, I'm not interested. You got one arm now. I'm pretty sure like him losing his leg is a handicap.
That's Mihawk's pride, though. That's just Mihawk's pride. That has nothing to do with Shanks.
No, but
Shanks was down.
So hold on. So why didn't Jinbei lose an arm or a leg if people could just lose stuff and it doesn't nerf them? Or like, I'm pretty sure that like the dog viper and the cat viper, when they lost their limbs, it nerfed them some. So like Shanks was probably the special case. Shanks was like the exception, but Other than that, when people lose limbs, they get nerfed.
Well, it could be a situation where if you lose a limb right away, you need some time to actually be used to without that limb.
Yeah, true, but like
so Aokiji had 2 years of leg, right?
Do we think that Kid and Luffy were equal until Kid lost a limb?
No, because with Kid, it's like he pretty much got it back, and with his powers. No, but listen, but he made a stronger arm in Kid's case. You know what I'm trying to say? So
how you know the ice is stronger?
Yo, if Aokiji, wait, hold on. If Aokiji had some brolic super leg, like some giant joint, like Kid has his arm, that'd be different. He'd be naked kicking people.
His ice that he's walking around on is not stronger than his leg.
I mean that like it's not bigger. Kid has like a monster arm.
Just because huge ice leg.
Yeah, when he puts Haki on it and stuff. But I mean, like the size of it, you could tell that like.
What if it's?
Aokiji should have pulled the Zephyr. Huh?
Didn't Aokiji just lose a foot? It wasn't his entire leg.
Just his foot. Just his foot. Like he's like the bottom half, like from his like
the
calf
half.
to his.
Not just his foot, not just the lower.
What if it's like absolute zero ice where it's like stronger than steel?
Which is a
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
good thing he's 10 feet tall. He ain't dunking anymore.
But the thing is, Ty, bigger doesn't necessarily mean better.
No, but I mean, in Kid, you can see how with Kid that like it probably made him stronger. If anything,
I don't know how
I kept him the same with Aokiji.
But Ty
has wait.
No, but like what the thing is, Ty's saying is like his arm is like some like crazy cyborg arm. Like, are we gonna say Frankie would be stronger if he was a full human compared to a cyborg?
Yeah, and another thing is that it's a joint between his legs and his upper side of his leg that's all ice now. So it's like he loses mobility. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, he can make a solid ice, but you know he's missing joints now.
Like in Ty's defense, I think what he even said before, if Aokiji came back with some crazy robot leg, then he would put him stronger.
Wait. So we're saying that because Aokiji is using his Logia now, like where he's using his ice
to be solid. Yeah, he's missing his joints.
But Kid is using his metal.
Yeah, but his devil fruit gives him control over it.
Doesn't Aokiji use a sword, like ice sword? Doesn't he use an ice sword?
He has it. I don't think it's the same as Kizaru's. I think Kizaru's sword is like he uses it more often.
It's just made of ice.
I don't see how he can let Kid using his devil fruit power. He's the same.
He's different though. He has way more power. He can make the arm as big or as small as he wants to. He can he has way more control over it.
The ice as big as he wants it to.
Brago, but look, Kid has it like a robot arm. Another thing is
that's just his power, though. He still has
his power makes it like that. With Aokiji,
well, can he just coat the leg with armor Haki?
Wait, yes. Aokiji's just using that. He's just turning the ice solid in place of his leg. But I'm trying to say is that he's missing joints that way. Like he has a solid thing of ice. Like you can't be the same speed if you're missing like a joint. So like say if he broke his fist instead, right? No fist, right? So he makes the ice fist. That fist has to take a punch if he wants to punch. It has to be spread out if he wants to smack. He can't manipulate the ice like that. It's doing one thing. So he has it making one solid leg. He doesn't have his joints anymore.
You might have a certain point to where, like, do we think Aokiji loses speed from having an ice leg?
It depends how it functions.
I don't know.
He's not a speed fighter, so
I mean,
it
like,
still affects him though.
Yeah.
If Fuji is blind and he can like basically see what people can't see, I think Aokiji having just a leg injury wouldn't be too bad.
Yo, Aokiji would probably lose to Fuji because, like, look, if he's having a battle with Fuji, right? Wait, I'm gonna explain. If he's having a battle with Fuji, right? Remember when Fuji could tell that Sabo was fire? Like he could see the colors.
Yeah.
So Fuji's gonna see that Aokiji's fine, but his foot is blue, and he's gonna aim for his foot.
Well, he's going to ornament Haki off that foot, though.
Wait. You
I personally feel like Aokiji's only at this
fucking blitz Doflamingo and cut his head off, like with one leg. Like I don't.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I think Aokiji's only at a disadvantage if someone has a stronger armored Haki than him, to the point in which then he'll lose balance, lose speed, and stuff like that. You know, because if he has. I think
I just looked at the footage of his ice forming, and it's hard to tell, but it looks like the ice forms like right where his knee starts or ends, so he might still have his joint. I'm not sure.
He still has his joint. It seems like he still has it.
Wait, look, but what I'm trying to say is that, okay, that first joint he might or may not have, but he doesn't have the one that's where your feet is. Yeah, your ankles. Yeah,
so the ankle keeps him from A to S minus.
Yeah, that and Brago, that he lost. You're gonna try to say he didn't win. It wasn't a tie. He lost. So Akainu stronger, and
if
he's
like
getting
let's
weaker.
go to boxing, right? If a boxing match goes 12 rounds and the dude loses by a knockout in the 12th round, it's still they're gonna be like, yo, that was a tough matchup. You're still on his level. You're right there, but you just lost. You just lost.
But
Like,
Brago, your example doesn't support the fact that he lost a leg or he lost a limb in it.
I say he got knocked out.
But listen, that's not the same thing as getting knocked out and losing an arm. They weren't rated the same.
Because he can replace it.
But it's not Brago. He's missing a joint. He doesn't have control over his ankles no more.
Bro, you are overrating this goddamn joint.
You're underrating.
Lost
It's the fact that he lost in the first place, so he's not equal to this guy.
The thing is, I kind of want to agree with Ty to a certain extent, but we haven't seen what he's saying come into play, so I can't agree with it.
Can I just chime in? I haven't been able to talk. My mic was muted.
Yeah.
Shit.
Go ahead.
I've been talking this entire time.
All right. So look, all I gotta say about this Aokiji thing in his leg is that he's a Logia user. This is his fluid body. He's utilizing his power, and he's making a leg based off of what his element is. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as or it could be stronger than what his normal leg would be.
No, but he's missing his ankles. You're trying to say like it's not.
How is he missing his ankles when it's his body? It's literally his fluid body. Why he's able to utilize the power.
He has no bottom.
No,
he has no bottom leg.
No, he made
can make a solid leg.
No, he made a new
can make
solid
a joint out of
leg.
ice, bro.
No, he made a new solid leg out of ice. That's what he did. That is literally what he did.
Why you can't make a joint out of ice?
Brago,
He's able to function the same way as he was before.
Brago, now you're using your imagination because look what I'm trying to say.
He's not.
It's a fictional story.
But Brago, look, just can I say what I have to say without getting cut off? So look,
made of ice.
Look, we seen him make a sword, right? We see him make stuff, right? Like his ice forms and then it gets solid. Like, so once it gets solid, it gets solid. So he makes this leg, right? It's in the mold of a foot and it gets solid and that's it. It's not movable like that. The way that kid has a whole thing where it's like he has all control of his joints still.
Yo, man. Let's just move on.
Wait, I have something to say.
He can deteriorate, right? He can literally become ice and rejoin himself. He can't make.
I mean, like once what he makes is solid. Even if he was to like make it unsolid to move, that would be like
holes like an ice sculpture.
Yeah, exactly.
We can argue that Aokiji and Cracker have like the same level of controlling, right? Control of their development crew.
Wait, you said who?
Aokiji and Cracker. They can.
No.
Why?
Aokiji's is way better.
Okay, if he's way better, right? Yeah, that would push my point even further. See what Cracker says about it. He said, I can manipulate crackers in ways you have never seen before. And these dude made a fucking 10 cracker clones with movable joints.
Wait, he can't make a joint, bro.
No, but that's different because
that's biscuits, bro. Biscuits.
Look, that's
called suspension of disbelief.
Wait,
bro,
look,
and then this is
different because what biscuits is made out of, like the biscuits stuff, that's like doughy and stuff like that could be made in the stuff. It's not the same as ice, which is the water till it turns hard and gets solid.
Ty,
no, I'm not. This is that biasness that I'm talking about. The admirable bias.
No,
full of that.
Ty, look, hold up, listen.
Benefit of doubt. But you don't want to give Aokiji the benefit of the doubt, even though he's a Logia.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is his body. He is literally his entire body is ice. His entire being is ice. He can make anything move the way that he wants it to because he is ice.
It would take. We always see like when him and Kizaru when they do that, it takes time. So it's not. He's at a disadvantage. It's not the same.
What do you mean it takes time? He had 2 years to do it.
No, I mean, like, all right. When he wants to make an ice sword, right? He has to like form up the water or whatever, and then freeze it into an ice sword. Like he just can't make an ice sword appear. Like even if he was to like want to change his leg to do more or whatever, like he takes time to do that. It puts him at a disadvantage either way you look at it. I don't know how y'all like. It's like y'all praising that he lost a leg. Like it makes him better. It doesn't. But we don't have to agree on this.
All right, let's just move on.
Yeah, that was it's getting pretty late at this point. Where did you have Aokiji? I placed him at so we're using S minus now.
We're using S minus. What?
Yeah.
Oh goodness, I got him at A plus.
Same.
Well, yeah, I have him at A plus. But you know, I think that Aokiji might have possibly joined the revolutionaries. So
yeah,
you know, I don't know. He could be a S. He could be an A plus. We'll just put him at A plus for now, because I'm not trying to carry anything on.
Yeah, I can't put him at S just because if Aokiji can beat a Yonko, that just kind of changes my whole entire perspective on the story.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I would put him at A plus, because he probably can't beat a Yonko. He can probably just fight against one.
Yeah.
But do we think Akainu can beat a Yonko?
I think that
Akainu?
Blackbeard could defeat him.
I think that Akainu could probably defeat Blackbeard at this point.
I thought you said Aokiji. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I feel like, I
Akainu.
don't know. I definitely think Akainu's on that S tier for sure. Where he stands, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I feel like he has the best chance out of all the admirals. Like I feel like he's like low in S, and while the other Yonkos are probably like a mid S to high S.
Akainu probably has the best chance out of all the admirals to defeat a Yonko.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I say that.
And what I'm saying is basically this would be flipped. If like Aokiji had beaten Akainu after the 10th day, right?
Yeah, of course. If wait, hold on. If Aokiji was in Akainu's place and things switched, everything would be the same. Yeah, he would stand that same chance. And I would be saying the same thing about Akainu. Like, he's
right. So, those are like such slim margins, but I get it. I understand. Aokiji lost, so all right, so we got Aokiji, Mihawk, and those guys.
And
wait, Matt, you said what you gonna say, Ty?
I was saying this off stream yesterday. Like, when that fight was over, the Akainu and Aokiji fight, right? If I seen Akainu in a wheelchair, I would give Aokiji way more credit. If I seen Akainu in a wheelchair, he gave him the business, and he's in a wheelchair now. That one guy's in a wheelchair, the other guy lost his leg. That's equal.
Right. Akainu was in a wheelchair for 3 months after the fight.
How is it equal? Because
no, not 100% equal. But I'm just saying though, like he gave this guy no like long lasting damage. Like, no, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if he was in a wheelchair, I could see like, that was a tie right there.
And Leo, we already went over this. The only reason why we even know that Aokiji's leg is fucked up is because we saw Film Z. If we hadn't seen Film Z, we wouldn't know, because it was never shown in the manga. It was never shown in the story.
All right, but when
Aokiji's leg was messed up, so how do we know that Akainu isn't messed up? We haven't seen.
That's not true.
Did we see his full body or no?
We haven't seen his full body.
We've seen his full body.
Scars.
We seen Akainu's full body after Dofi got defeated with the Gorosei, and he's fine.
Okay, but he has scars all over his body.
Well, yeah, scars is nothing.
He has scars on his neck. He has scars on his neck. His ears sliced. Like, dude, come on now.
That's nothing compared to losing a leg.
What if the dude lost his stomach or something?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Come on, you're reaching.
It
could be possible, bro.
He has clothes on and all of that, dude. Like, come on. Like,
because we saw Aokiji in the bath, and we saw his whole body. If we see Akainu in the bath and he has like this huge hole on his left side.
Yo, they said Aoki, like remember when Jinbei was telling them what happened? They said both of them suffered like heavy injuries, both.
So Jinbei has a spy cam.
No.
Akainu, like, he knows, like, we seen Akainu.
Jinbei is Jumbo Alert. He has a blog. Like, he told us about the payback war. Like, Jinbei, he knows everything, man. He has like little.
But what I'm saying is that
goes around
the panels where
the way the news goes around in One Piece.
The panels where Akainu's talking to the Gorosei, besides the scratches and the little thing on his ear, he's fine. Like obviously, I don't know why y'all don't want to. It's like obviously Aokiji suffered more damage. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that. That's what the story shows us. Jinbei was being a chatty patty anyway. Like, what Jinbei know about that?
Chatty patty.
Krabby Patty.
No, okay, but look, Ty, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. So, how do you receive news in One Piece, right? How do you receive news?
All right, look. What Jinbei said was
answer the question. Answer the question.
What Jinbei said was a cool heads up.
News in One Piece? How
do
you receive
Jinbei
news?
said, I'm talking. What Jinbei said was a cool heads up, but I got to see Akainu myself when he talked to the Gorosei. So you can try.
Yo, how does news go
besides
around
minor
in One
scars
Piece?
in his air?
How does news go around in One Piece?
The newspaper.
Okay, so what you're saying?
Not only the newspaper, though, but that's one way.
No, but what you're saying is, so Jinbei probably found out about everything through the news or through people that just talking to throughout the One Piece world.
And that's not 100% accurate. You know that.
Oh, yeah, it's not always 100% accurate. So, okay, exactly.
And we seen Akainu, he was fine. He took no severe damage like Aokiji does. Here's the thing.
So you're saying a chopped up ass fucking ear and
that's
scars all
Yo,
over your chest?
Give me the chopped up ear any day. Like over losing a leg.
All right, bro.
Mike Tyson.
Like if if I could fight you right now and if I could take Akainu's damage and you could take Aokiji's, I'll leave it like that.
Yo, can we go on to something else? This is always the same thing. It literally is.
Well, Brago said he's about to end the stream soon.
Had a fire ear.
Brago, are we done?
Yeah, I feel like we covered a bunch of characters today.
Wait, one more question, guys. Do you think Kong is? What level do you guys have Kong at?
Oh,
I don't even want to talk about this because I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, me either. We didn't see nothing from him.
I think
we just know that he used to be the former fleet admiral.
I would put him in as an S in a prime. His prime.
Got put him in.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how much he's got nerfed in the story so far. So I'm not gonna...
True.
Wait. Let me ask you guys this: who do you guys put on? What's his name now? What's his name? Sengoku.
Sengoku and Garp.
Oh shit!
Sengoku and Garp.
Right now or pre-time skip?
Right now.
Oh
right
man.
Now.
They're probably first grade of Yonko.
That's hard, bro.
Probably A.
A.
Like
yeah, somewhere from A minus to A.
A plus.
Yeah, A minus, right?
Or A.
I don't think I can go as low as A minus, but A maybe.
Sorry, who?
Yeah, I'd go A.
Sengoku and Garp.
Oh. Garp? So, I don't know. I don't want to trigger theories.
Okay, no.
I think Garp is.
Look,
this is all just a guessing game at this point. By the way,
I have a question. How strong is Sabo? How strong is Sabo whenever he gets reintroduced?
When he gets reintroduced, that's impossible.
He's probably gonna be an A.
Are we assuming he's mastered? Well, not mastered, but he's got a good.
When we see Sabo again, I think Sabo's gonna be A plus.
Yeah, I can see that.
A plus. I think.
Well, yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say, we see him soon. A. We see him later on. A plus.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I think we're going to see him at the Reverie.
I felt like he was an A now.
I would say
I feel like he was an A minus now.
When we saw Sabo, I would give him an A.
Right.
Yeah, I would give Sabo an A right now.
Right now,
right now.
Because Luffy's like a B plus, A minus, right?
You said Luffy?
I gave Sabo and Fuji both A minuses.
But where's Luffy right now? A.
No, I would not put him at A. Yeah.
But where's Luffy?
B plus. Year 4 is A minus.
I would put Luffy at a B plus.
Yeah, B plus.
Yeah, B plus.
I think Gear 4 is like an A though, right? Shouldn't Gear 4 give him
Gear 4 is like
a separate
Yonko Commander level?
Yeah, but including the limitations of Gear 4.
No. Gear 4th isn't necessary. No, listen.
Lower.
Gear 4th isn't necessarily a Yonko.
I mean, like the last 3 commanders, not the first 2. The third one.
Well, no, because look, he needed Nami there to beat Cracker. If Nami wasn't there, Luffy wasn't.
But the thing is, he was capable of matching up to Cracker, like alone.
We're assuming if Luffy had Infinite Gear 4, he could probably.
He could probably be on the same tier as Cracker.
Like that transformation. Like
Well, to me,
with no limits, it should A minus, right?
Because like when Luffy was in Gear 4, he wasn't really at a disadvantage. He was like going
It wasn't
toe
that
to toe
Caesar
with
was at
Cracker.
disadvantage, yeah.
to me, Luffy's a B plus, but Gear 4 lets him be an A. So like when I average it out, I give Luffy A minus, but like low A minus.
I kind of see what you're saying, but I think
Yeah.
Luffy
go
is
B
like his
plus.
base form is like a B, but his Gear 4 is like A minus, so it averages
Yeah,
out to a B
yeah, it's
plus.
crazy.
Wait. So I just want to ask you this: if his base form is a B, don't you think Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd is making him B plus?
Well, I mean, when I say base form, I mean like Gear 2nd and
Gear 2nd included, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Gear 2nd included. Because
I mean,
if
I haven't seen any
Luffy-
really. I haven't seen Gear 2nd or Gear 3rd really do anything against any top tier at all. So
what about Caesar?
Caesar like
He's not top tier.
top tier?
Yeah, Caesar's not top tier.
No, but at the same time, like the top tiers that he's fighting, like so, like it's like you mean people Dofi level?
Yeah, Dolphin above.
Yeah, above that. Yeah, Caesar's like a C plus.
No, he's higher than that.
Nah, he's like a B plus. He's
I
dangerous.
mean, I don't know about B plus.
As far as fighting,
Who is? I don't think any supernovas. I don't think anyone with hockey loses to Caesar.
He has.
hockey's losing this season.
Wait, I'm
He
sorry. What
has-
did you say? A C
Wait,
plus?
wait. No,
Oh,
Maybe
really?
about-
I think
I said B plus. He has.
Oh, I thought
He
you said
has
C
poison.
plus.
His poison is not as bad as Magellan's, but he's still a problem.
I think Bellamy loses to Caesar.
Okay, to Caesar. Wait. So where do you guys put Caesar? Like
I put a B plus.
B
B.
plus.
I think
Zora's
max I can
gonna
put him
be a
as
B.
B minus.
B. Yeah, B minus or B.
Yeah, B plus. Luffy's like
Yeah,
He's not. He's
That's what I
really
did.
like, he's not a
Luffy's level,
fighter.
bro.
Like if you think about
Wait,
it.
Not a
Brago. Remember, Luffy's already immune to poison. If he wasn't, even him finishing Caesar would have killed
okay.
him.
So let me ask you guys this: where would Zoro be? Isn't Zoro like a B plus?
Well, I have Zoro at a B, but I feel like he hasn't fought in anybody worthy to see what he can really do.
So
So
Caesar stronger than Zoro?
yes,
It's just-
Caesar's stronger than
With
Zoro.
those rankings, like it's hard to evaluate someone like him. Like
Bravo.
how do you evaluate?
No.
For instance,
Caesar-
listen. How do you
Caesar-
evaluate Sugar when
Caesar is not
Sugar's not
stronger
a
than
fighter.
Zoro. Caesar is
Yeah,
not
but
stronger
he
than
can
Zoro.
instantly just poison him
Exactly,
and kill him.
He can kill him.
Caesar is not stronger than
Yeah, he's
Zoro.
not stronger than Zoro, but he can still kill Zoro.
Exactly. And here's the thing,
Caesar can kill
Brago.
anybody. with that
Wait,
level.
Brago.
My God.
You see, when Luffy did Gear 3rd on Caesar, his hands they like corroded with poison on it and stuff. Anybody else, they would have died right there. Luffy's immune to poison, so he stayed alive.
Yeah, but Zoro can just hockey up his swords and he doesn't have to touch Caesar.
But Caesar is airborne. Like he can.
Yeah.
What,
He doesn't have to
Zoro
just
can
stand
also
there.
Zoro
Zoro's
can kill Caesar with just swords, like long range sword slashes.
Wait, here's the
Like,
thing.
yeah,
Caesar
yeah, but
doesn't
so can
have
Caesar.
to.
I'm not saying that he could beat Zoro, but I'm just
Caesar
saying
has
it's
long
hard,
range
it's hard to
abilities.
evaluate him.
Caesar doesn't have to just stand there and take Zoro's
Yeah, he
attack.
does.
He can put smoke. He could put poison in the whole room. He can
The
move.
thing
kinda
is,
like the
Caesar,
whole-
okay.
It's not the same thing
I'll
with Law
acknowledge-
where he can cut anyone in the series.
Like who's stronger? Zoro, but like who can be tricky and get the win?
No,
Caesar could
here's
probably
the
be
thing,
tricky and get the win.
I'll say that Caesar has a completely broken double fruit and he has a
Exactly.
decent mastery over it. But I will say this: his fighting capabilities are complete trash. Like he's not dodging any of Zoro's attacks. Period.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's crazy to think that Caesar is like a B plus as far as combat wise. Like this is a ranking.
Yeah,
for
he
his
is a
strength.
scientist.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But well, to me, like I put him at B plus with confidence. Like at the same time, which you're paying no attention to this. If Luffy wasn't immune to poison, he would have died after he beat Caesar.
He was fucking bullshitting. That's what Zoro said. Like stop
I'm not talking
playing.
about when Luffy lost. I mean, like when Luffy, even when he went to get 3rd and he beat Caesar, his hands was corroded with poison and stuff. He would have died right there.
Zoro
If it was
doesn't
any other
have
person.
Almost.
Zoro doesn't have to.
lost to Monet.
But I'm talking about
Monet
Luffy
isn't
though.
stronger
Listen,
than
listen,
Luffy.
listen to what I'm saying. You want to talk bad about Caesar because Luffy beat him, but you're not understanding that if that was anybody else besides Luffy who fights with their hands, they would have lost right after they beat Caesar.
Yeah, but
He-
Zoro
he's
also
lucky
tells
he got
Luffy that he
immune
needs
to
to take shit
poison.
more seriously, and Zoro would take that seriously and not let that happen. Most likely.
No, but listen, but
Zoro's not
you're
gonna
still
happen,
talking
bro.
about somebody who's using swords, and Caesar doesn't. He has more ways of poisoning him. That was just like off of. Luffy got poisoned because he touched him. That was off of that. Caesar can like put poison in the whole air. I mean that like, all right, look, if Sanji was to kick Caesar, right, even if he can KO Caesar, his whole leg is gonna be gone, and the poison will spread to his whole body. That's what I mean. Like Luffy would have died right there. He's lucky he fought Magellan with Ivankov's help. If not, he would have lost to Caesar still.
Yeah, but even Sanji, like I can see if someone would say that Caesar beat Sanji, but I just can't see with Zoro. He doesn't have to physically touch Caesar at all.
Sure, with Zoro, but you know, in general.
No, look, wait.
Wait.
I want to say this because you said.
Are you saying that Luffy only didn't die from Caesar is because of fighting Magellan? What about when he had Haki on his whole arms?
No, but the Haki wasn't stopping the poison.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it did.
It didn't.
If you Haki punch Akainu, you still get burned.
Yeah.
No. If your Haki's strong enough, you don't get burned. That's what the point of it is for.
No, that's not true with poison.
Through Logia.
He only Luffy's immune to poison now. So like the poison that Caesar did, it wasn't hurting him.
Yo, literally the poison turned his Haki white.
Yeah, but it didn't affect him.
No. That the reason why it didn't affect him is because of the Haki.
That's not true. Well, I don't agree with that.
Wait.
Oh, wow. All right.
Wait, Caesar's gas though. What?
And Luffy, he isn't like fully immune to poison. You know that, right?
Yeah, not 100%, but I mean, like he is immune to it some because of Magellan.
Isn't going to prevent you from breathing in his gas.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. Like as strong as Luffy is, yeah, he can beat him, but he would have died.
Yo, wait, hold on.
That's
Zoro show feats that he could like breathe underwater for like 15 minutes or something like that. Or I don't remember how long it was, but it was for a pretty long time against Hody Jones.
It was a minute he was underwater.
Oh, was
and
it only
also
a minute?
Zoro can create tornadoes that could probably get the poison air out of there. Like it's many things Zoro can do. Caesar has no chance.
It's easy to evaluate.
I don't even know why we're even arguing this.
Wait.
The point is,
I'm trying to say before
people face value, be like, oh yeah, like he's not a fighter, he's not strong, but like his.
Here's what I'm trying to say. Like Flup was saying that Zoro doesn't have to
one
touch
shot,
Caesar.
bro. Like he can't do anything.
Wait, Flup was saying that.
Yeah, but what about Sanji?
Wait. Flup was saying that Zoro doesn't have to touch Caesar to beat him. At the same time, Zoro
Sanji's
does not
blitzing Caesar, and Caesar's done. He's blitzing Caesar.
No, but Sanji whole leg's gonna be poisoned, and he's gonna die after.
Bro, he's not gonna have time to do all that.
Dude, if you Haki up, you can block Caesar.
The Haki's not gonna help you. Wait,
Luffy
wait.
did it. Luffy blocked the fucking shit.
Jabba burns the poison.
It's not gonna burn through the poison. Wait,
why wouldn't it burn? Why wouldn't it burn?
I want to answer Foob or whatever. I'm gonna answer Foob, then I'm done because all right. So Foob, you said that Zoro doesn't have to touch Caesar to beat him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, not being biased, Caesar doesn't have to touch Zoro to beat him. He can put poison everywhere. He can. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's a lot. You got to be fair. You can't use Zoro to his max potential in your scenario, but then make Caesar a scrub in your scenario. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
but the thing is the only thing that Caesar has at all is his devil fruit. He has no durability. He has no speed. He has no fighting style. He has nothing. He's just a devil fruit.
He has speed in his devil fruit, which is two good things.
What speed?
And he does have hockey. Obviously, it's not
yeah.
great, but he does have it.
Well, for the matches, we keep talking about like hockey.
I know it's funny. Try to contain yourself, but it's just like is Sugar like nothing? Like Sugar's OP. Like Sugar was able to kill like Robin.
You keep saying,
you know, like it's more to it.
You keep saying Caesar's not a fighter. Sanji's not a fighter. He's a cook, but he can still fight.
Stop.
Caesar's a scientist.
Oh
No. Listen. Listen, Caesar's a scientist, but he can still fight.
No, that's not even the same thing at all because Caesar doesn't have a fighting style. Like he's afraid of fighting.
True.
It's not the same thing
Check this
at
out.
all.
Sanji,
Look,
are you kidding? Sanji has literally defeated martial artists. Stop it. Stop it.
Caesar
Stop
defeated
it now.
Luffy, and he defeated other people too.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Can nobody cut me off? What I wanted to say was that when Sanji was with Caesar and Capone and them was there, Caesar's like, yo, Sanji, me and you, we can take these guys out. But Sanji didn't want to cooperate with him. So this guy has better fighting capabilities than you're giving him credit for.
Let's look at Capone. Capone's not a fighter, but he can still win battles because of smarts and his devil fruit. And like it's not all just power hockey.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Caesar's a scientist and he's really smart.
I acknowledge that.
He wins
We're
that.
not saying that.
That all sounds good on paper, but you're just throwing away what I said already, which still doesn't change what I said.
I don't remember that he could blitz him.
No, I was saying that Zoro could just take him out with long range sword attacks, and Caesar.
I agree that Zoro could obviously, but
to think what about turn into his devil fruit element and like avoid it and stuff. Like
That's why
OD.
they have hockey, bro.
No, but I mean, he can do like he doesn't have to just he can spread his body apart just like what Sabo did. He doesn't have to take the hit. Hockey's not stopping that. Like if you look back at the
Okay, what about your Rouge versus Caesar? Like
that would be worse of a matchup. Like I don't know. Like obviously, like pure physical fighters are gonna have a harder time versus Caesar.
Yeah, and obviously Zoro's gonna have a good time against Caesar because he's long range.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta be fair. Like don't get mad at Nazy for not being biased. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yo, you guys, like, I don't even know why we're having this conversation. Like Caesar can defeat Zoro or Sanji. That's like
Sanji has to make physical contact with him. He's gonna get poisoned.
Could Rouge beat him though?
No, he's gonna get poisoned. The best he could do is a double KO.
Rouge only gets stronger through receiving physical damage.
Yes, I think Rouge can beat him because Rouge, without doing anything, he's still physically strong.
Yo, like I'm kind of
probably has more
confused right here. Like, are we really just saying Poison's this OP that like any
Poison is
fucking Shanks is gonna die to fucking Caesar?
No, fool. We seen it with Magellan though, so I don't know why I let Magellan be hyped. But Caesar's just trying to play him.
Poison. Caesar's poison is not Magellan's poison.
Person in the like. As far as like other than the admirals,
Caesar's hold on. Caesar's poison took out all of Zoe pretty much. So I don't know why I wouldn't underestimate Caesar's poison.
That's something
No, that was
poison weapon
made by him though.
That was a weapon. That wasn't.
He can do stuff like that.
Yo,
he made the weapon.
What are you, dude? Come on, man.
I don't know why you don't want to acknowledge his power. Come on, man. To you, it's like you be seeing how deadly Caesar is. Hold on, Brago. Look, I got the great.
And hockey blocks the poison. That's what you're not acknowledging.
Hockey doesn't because hold on. So why did
look at Luffy's Grizzly Magnum?
No, look. So look. If hockey blocks it, why did the dog and the cat get affected by the poison? Hockey doesn't block it. And what I want to say is this, Brago.
You said the dog and the cat, they didn't hockey up. They didn't fucking fool Arnament.
Because they can. It wouldn't have made a difference.
No, hold on. There's two different things. That gas that Caesar did was more of like if you inhale it, it fucking hurts you, right?
Yes.
Magellan's poison is more of a thing where if it touches your skin. Wait, hold on. I don't really remember Punk Hazard. Does Caesar have an ability to where if it touches your skin, it like burns you or some shit like that?
No, because it's gas.
Yeah, so it only works if you breathe it in. So
he also has fire and all that other shit too.
Yeah, so you can easily just hold your you can easily just hold your breath, right, and just fucking blitz him. Am I wrong in thinking that or no?
Oh yeah, what I want to say though about the weapon. So remember he used his double fruit powers to take away the effects from the poison that Jack used. So if he has the reverse to clean it up, I'm pretty sure he can output stuff like that when he tries harder. Like Caesar is definitely hacks.
I think Caesar's underrated. I don't think he's stronger than Zoro or anything like that, though.
Yeah, I feel like Caesar, if he joined the crew, he'd be right on the Zoro and Sanji.
I think he would be similar to like Usopp in fighting style, except he could use his creations. Like, you know, he creates weapons and all that stuff too. Like, he would be like a weird fighter.
I think Caesar would be a beast in a support role, but like not combat force. Like,
I can definitely agree with that.
But he would like have great traps. He would like probably amplify the things Usopp can do. But no. But anyways, we're going to there. Probably do some more characters next week. Like the stream people. Anybody else got anything else? Any closing thoughts before we end this?
Caesar for
Sanji's trash.
Carrot for Nakama.
It's the carrot for Nakama.
Yeah.
Jinbei.
Fuck Jinbei. I hope he dies in the fucking war.
Let's leave Whole Cake Island and keep Sanji there and get One Piece rolling.
Fruit is such a fucking troll.
Jinbei's a guppy.
We get Fruit. What's your rating for Caesar?
B-.
Ty.
B+.
Matt.
B flat B.
B-.
That a B, Maisie?
Yeah,
B-.
Pharaoh.
B.
I'd say C+.
What?
Yeah. C+.
What'd you say?
He said C+, I think.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Caesar Pirate King.
Y'all are funny, bro.
Because I feel like if we did Zoro, I put Zoro at like a B minus. So yeah. Like to stream people. We'll catch you guys next time.